what's going to do it. Oh. All right, here we go. I'm finding us, and we're out here. You can tell by the way that we are. There we are. It's supposed to be like a 15-second. That's supposed to buy me some time to like find us out here and make sure it's public so cool people can share it. And there's no way it's 15 seconds.
No, that was like six or seven at best.
Were you counting?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. What's up, Trevor Steele?
You're the counter. You're the bookkeeper. Come on, man.
No, I'm in trouble. Hold on.
Yeah, you're supposed to know these numbers. I know you.
We got a guest in the house. Danny's here. What are you giggling about?
Nothing.
Cool. Here we go. Hold on. What?
Uh-oh. Hiccups.
Danny got into the fridge again. There you go. Can you hear?
Yes.
That's cool. All right.
Hello.
Second special guest. Danny's in the house.
Yay.
That's pretty cool. You're almost like see-through too. You're blended in back there. Just drifting back. Trevor Steele, what's good, man?
It's good, man. It's past my bedtime, like you said.
Yeah, we do this thing. Well, I have to do it usually after their bedtime, but we had
past my bedtime.
Oh, I know it's past your bedtime.
Take it easy with the hiccups, would you? What do you got going on? Go hang upside down, or what do you, Trevor? You got any hiccup tips? Any hot hiccup tip?
Mine is you got to scare her. So, but now we told her we're gonna scare her. So,
that was pretty good.
Let's find out.
Nobody saw that coming.
Nothing yet.
A hiccup trick that my dad taught me, and I don't know why it works, and it doesn't always work, but it's the best one I've got. Put an ice cube on your wrist.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's a seasickness thing too. They say to put ice cubes on your wrist or on the back of your neck. Who knows?
As long as you got a beer cooler close, you should be good.
Yeah, that usually helps. Yeah. After about the 7th beer, your seasickness tends to go away.
Yeah, then you're just drunk, and if you throw up, it's because you drank too much.
Yeah, the trick is to have 7 before you hit the inlet. You know.
Yeah, then anything goes.
She agrees.
Danny doesn't. Just big thumbs up. All right, go to bed, kid. Go brush your teeth.
Bye.
Good night, Danny.
Bye.
There you go. Shut the door. Remember the shut the door thing. My kids are absolutely love them to death. That I love them to death. And they are the worst at shutting doors and shutting off lights.
That is definitely true.
I know. I'm well aware that it's true because I'm the one that has to go behind you and shut the door and turn off lights. The other day we were going out to the bus stop. We're going to talk about business stuff at some point. I don't know when. Maybe we don't. I don't know. We like run out to the bus stop. Josh Walston in the house says, "What's up, fellas?"
Gosh, new dad. Congratulations, brother. I haven't talked to you yet.
You got to restart. You got to restart on dad mode. Fresh babe over there. We were heading out to the bus stop, and Danny, Reggie, shut the door. I'm carrying Crow's dog out, buckling him up. Shut the door behind you and lock it. I get home 30 minutes later. That baby's wide open. Happens once a week. If anybody out there listening wants to rob me, just anytime 7 to 7:30. There's just come by every day. You get a shot at least once a week. That door gets left open.
How about the Reno from the flood?
I
don't know if flood's the right word. Leak.
Yeah, she should have left the water running just a little bit longer. It dried out. Nothing got ruined. We get the ceiling in the main level got to get redone. So we'll probably throw some can lights in there while we're redoing that. Marty's been begging for that forever, but it was $10,000 to just put them in if you had to do it anyway. But now that they got to redo the ceiling and there's already a hole in it, a lot cheaper.
Well, now they have the actually I've got them up here. Here you go.
What you got?
These are wireless LED.
Just pop them in there.
Yeah, they work great. You just cut the hole in, pop it in, get a remote,
Oh, damn, a dummy like me could even do that.
Oh yeah, you could definitely do that.
Well, I don't know what we've been waiting
Don't let her watch this episode.
Yeah.
because you'll be doing that.
Yeah. The bathroom, they gotta, like, they didn't even have to really redo the cabinetry. They got to do some stuff with like the drywall behind it, and I got to take some more pictures of the garage, but really, like, not much damage. Not nearly as much damage as I wish there was, so I could have got some more new shit. You know, Marty called me too fast. I problem solved too fast. Now, if she would have called me the next night, when Jeremy was laying on when Jeremy was laying on the floor and I was out looking for tip-ups for 30 minutes, if she would have called me that night, we probably would have had a whole brand new house. We'd be in.
So why did it take you 30 minutes to find the tip-ups though?
I just got overserved, man.
Oh, that's what it is.
I just done got overserved. Those tequila sunrises.
Not your fault. No, it's definitely not your fault. Yeah, it was the sunrises, no doubt.
The sunrise pack a punch, man. They have an innocent name, but depending on who mixes them, there's a what would you call this thing? Like an old adage or something. That it's just like a worldwide truth that the more drinks you have, the next ones you make are always stronger. So it's like an exponential curve that the drunker you get, the stronger you make your drinks and the drunker you get.
Because you can't taste it. You gotta.
Yeah, and you're just like letting it rip, and you're like, woohoo, we're having such a good time, until you're like, I'm not having a good time anymore. I can't find any tip-ups out here, and my buddy's dislocated shoulder laying on the ground.
This is where I'm at these days, and I, no shame. I don't care. You can judge me if you want to. I drink White Claws.
There's got to be like a support group for you guys. You like rednecks that drink White Claws. There's a red, white, and blue joke in there somewhere.
For sure.
Jimmy Tompkins checking in.
I was just texting him. I was just texting Jimmy.
I don't know the last time somebody's called me a beauty. I have had it be where I did something stupid and somebody be like, "Oh, that's a beauty." I think that's the last time I heard the word beauty in my direction was, maybe like shooting a shotgun out of beer can over the river. Oh, beauty. Could have been that.
Yeah, I've got some good video of that, actually.
Scott Ziegler says, this guy shoots small deer. So he's called you.
Hold on, Zig.
Wait.
Hold on, Zig.
Was he?
Oh, I had to mess with it.
Yeah. And then you just disappeared. You moved yourself right off the damn screen. What I want to know is, well, now you're gone and I have this thing up on the screen and now it looks like it's implying that I shoot small deer.
I'm coming back.
It's bigger and better than ever.
I accidentally unplugged the, I've got a detached camera. When I tried to turn it around, I unplugged it.
It's probably that. It's like just like those Wi-Fi lights.
Yeah, exactly.
Mitch Wood in the house. Mitch Wood's in the house. What's up, Mitch? Good to see you, man.
Anyway, I was going to show
him
my 2 deer on the wall, but that's all right.
We'll just pretend like they're there.
Yeah,
so this guy can't catch fish through the ice either. I still don't know if he's talking about you or me or both of us, and he's just wrapping us all into one.
I think he needs to go to bed. These firemen, they don't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah, and he's been on vacation for like the last week. He's probably all strung out.
Yeah, he's got these weird veins that always pop out of his skull. He probably
just intense.
He probably just needs to take a break.
Like running into a fire, just all wired. How's your tummy feeling? How's your tummy doing?
Oh man, that was rough. That was rough. That was.
It's just a domino effect. It was like a domino effect, but Rob was the first domino, and when he fell, he hit 5 of us.
Yeah. So I was in the hotel the night before, right before we flew home, and that was the same.
I'm glad you guys. I mean, I like all you guys, but I'm glad you didn't stay here that night.
Oh gosh, that was rough, man. I was in the shower at 11:30 at night for about an hour, just shaking violently with a fever, and
oh man, that's the worst.
Oh yeah. It could not get warm, right? Just cold no matter what I do.
Yeah.
But maybe that was Minnesota. I don't know. I heard it got to -40 when I left.
Sounds about right. Wind chill for sure.
Yeah, wind chill.
We had the classic fake spring already. When I got back from home service workshop Sunday, all the snow's gone, and it was like 45 out. Next day it was 48 out. I went for a run outside over lunch, just soaking up all my vitamin D and fresh air. And then we got 10 inches of snow. Just like wet, heavy. My snowblower was just like puking it out. It was just like, bleh. Just couldn't get it out there. Dave Jensen in the house. What's up, Dave? Good to hear from you.
What up,
man.
buddy? What
I
up?
was thinking maybe I'd see Dave at the home service workshop, but he was a no-show.
I had major FOMO, but I needed a break. I've been traveling too much.
We got to get into it. We got to get into that because the topic for tonight, which this was. Oh, hold on. Here's the topic for tonight. Crow's dog.
What's up?
Crow's dog's in the house. Here, Crosby. This will blow your mind since you're two. Since you're a 2-year-old, you don't even know how this stuff works.
No.
Can you hear us? What? Don't you want to
Put
hear
it back on.
No.
Yeah, you want to hear it?
No.
Nah, he's too smart for that. He knows. What's up, buddy?
Can you hear us now?
No.
You want to hear us?
No. No.
Put it on your eyeballs. You can't see nothing. I thought you were 2 and that you weren't old enough to open a door by yourself. Who let you in here?
Me.
Me. Do you want to hear? You want to hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 2-year-olds have this knack for immediately saying no to everything, and then the minute you take it away, they're like, "No, I wanted that so bad," and you're like, "What? Why did you start with like a?"
Let him hear himself talk. That's gonna trip him out.
Can you say something?
No.
No. Do you hear yourself? This is hilarious. He's like Wilson from Home Improvement back in the day. He's just like the eyeballs over the fence.
No.
Oh, now he's in trouble. Mom's in here giving us the stink eye. Actually, she's
Mom. We don't allow that word in our house. It's mommy or daddy.
Oh, really?
I think that's a Southern thing. Yeah, daddy. That's a Southern thing. I don't know. Don't call me dad. I'm not old enough to be dad.
Dad? The daddy makes you younger?
Somehow. Yeah.
Okay.
And sexier, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Graz. You're drooling all over the place, I think.
Hi, Trevor.
Hey.
Say night-night, Trevor. Night-night.
I love when 2-year-olds talk and you're like, that's adorable. And you're also like, I have no idea what you just said to me.
No
It's
clue.
just great.
No clue.
There's the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jeremy Jennings checking in. Jeremy, let's get a knee and a shoulder update from you. How's it hanging? Or it's not hanging anymore. Now it's like reset. It's up in there.
So Jeremy stepped in one of the ice holes from our ice fishing trip because the generator ran out of gas and he rushed to the door. He might have had some additional.
He was also overserved.
Right. And he rushed in the dark to get to the door to go put gas in the generator, I guess. And he stepped in the hole, slipped over,
excited.
blew his knee out, tried to stop himself on the wall, and ended up dislocating his shoulder. So we had some pretty tall mountain men from Minnesota come and help him.
The old two, were they tall paramedic dudes?
Oh my gosh, dude. They had to be 6'7", 6'6".
Oh, just a couple lumberjacks.
Yeah, they
big old boys.
They look like Thor.
The right dudes to reset a shoulder inside of a fish house.
Right. At 2:30 in the morning, I believe.
This Jeremy's update is kind of what I suspected would happen. Shoulder doing great. My knee is healing slowly. Started physical therapy, been helping. MCL sprain.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
wow.
that knee
that's nothing to mess with.
Rough shape. That knee was looking in rough shape. That's harder to pop back in. The knee's harder to pop back in.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. We need to get up though. We need to go fishing when your knee gets better. I'll fly out to the West Coast for that.
We're going. What you since ice fishing? I bet you've been out. I saw you did like one trip way the hell out.
Yeah.
And the topic I was gonna interlude earlier. The topic of tonight's show is how to be a business owner and hunt and fish as much as humanly possible. And I want to get into hold my question about what you've been up to, because if you don't know Trevor Steele, the dude's got a power washing business. The dude's got Steele Realty up done thing behind him. He's got the Through the Noise podcast. He's got the Fish Tools brand and content. And he hunts and fishes as much as I want to. Like you're right up there with Joe Deveneaux. Every time he makes a post, I'm
nobody's
like,
up there with Joe Deveneaux.
Dude, Joe fishes as much as I like dream about fishing. Every time I think about fishing, Joe's out fishing.
I was talking to Joe today too.
Yeah, look at here he is. He's like, yep, he's probably out fishing right now. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
We got Chucky and Savannah checking in. Trevor better go to bed early. I'm coming to see you tomorrow.
Oh, that's Savannah. Savannah,
Winky,
definitely.
winky.
That's why you're coming, because I'm not going to bed early. She's coming in to clean some windows for us. We don't do a lot of window cleaning, and we honestly hate it. So when we do get interior window cleaning, we try to
Find somebody else.
Spread the love, you know. It's good if you don't have overhead. You can make some money, but man, window cleaning is tough.
Hey, now this you're gonna want to take them up on this one. Cedros in August.
I'm in. Consider it done.
Did you see there was a probably like a poster that it should be, but there's a picture of me in a hot tub with a beer. I remember if I had a beer or like a whiskey and Coke next to me. I'm sure it was an alcoholic beverage, and it's a solar heated hot tub, and it right on the edge of the hot tub, it just drops off into the ocean. So I'm like just sitting there doing my thing. I'm the only one in the hot tub, and a picture from behind, and it's just ocean with like cliffs on either side. It's pretty
Mexico
spot down in Mexico. Yeah, Cedros Islands off Mexico.
Okay,
so you gotta take a little prop plane out there. It's pretty badass.
I'm definitely down for that. You're like 2 miles offshore. Oh, what's up, Chuck? See you tomorrow, buddy. That's my my lead tech, Chucky. He broke his ankle and tore a bunch of ligaments, and he's been out for months, and it's killing me, Chucky. I need you back,
dude. That's the worst.
Yeah,
everybody's losing. Everybody's losing.
Praise God, we had workman's comp to cover it, because he ended up needing surgery, and obviously he needs a paycheck to survive. So that we were lucky to have that in place. Not every business owner keeps that running on full steam, you know.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, good on you, man. Joe literally just said I'm guessing, Joe, this is in regards to the hot tub picture. He said he showed that one today.
What the hell, Joe? You just go around. Hey, look at my buddy Dan. I want to show you a picture of him in the hot tub.
$5, I'll show you this guy topless. Jeremy's coming at you with the details. That's a badass trip. The minute I thought I was gonna I'm going to the Philippines with JC and Angela this summer to go like see all because half my team is over there. I got like 8 people over there.
Yeah,
so I gotta go see my team. And I thought it was going to be in August when we were planning on going to Cedros, but then they bumped it to July. Said Heather's going with us. Had to show the cold tub. It was not that hot. Like when we were there, it was super comfortable temperatures, but it wasn't like super, super hot. So the hot tub was just like a warm tub. But when you got it all to yourself and you're staring out at a sunset and you're having a cocktail, whatever.
Everything's warm to you. I mean,
it's just a swimming pool.
Everything's warm to Dan. Dan lives in the frozen tundra.
Yeah, man. I'll hang out there.
He's like Princess, whatever her name is from Frozen. Princess Anna, is that it?
Sure, I'm one of them.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah,
I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
I sing, I frolic, build snowmen. Yeah, dude. Got 10 inches of wet snow the other day. Huge snowman, big snowman. Couldn't get the snowblower to do shit. Might as well build a snowman and sing.
Sing what? I want to hear it.
If you want to build a snowman. Like that.
Don't ever do that again. Disney's calling any minute now.
Where's Rob when you need him? If you want to see me sing, we need
I've got a video. I mean, I could pull that up.
Everybody loves the Belch video. The promo video got a lot of love.
Did it?
Yeah, the promo video got a lot of love. And so this is like the bonus episode this week. I had a guy on last night that's all about branding and stuff. And I didn't know him. His podcast people reached out to me and were like, oh, we got to have Ryan on your show. And Ryan Shoots his name. Super good dude, super good guest, way better than you. Super engaging. It's like, I mean, we went like 2 hours, super good convo. And as we were getting into like branding stuff, he was talking about, like, don't just blow money on Google ads, like build the brand, build the awareness, so you're not just spending money on ads, like you're attracting people to them. And I was like, I gotta show you this promo video that we did, because I've been noodling in my mind, like, should I boost it on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube? Like, should we throw some money behind it? Partially just because I think it's fun and entertaining, and that is marketing, like fun and entertaining. It's on brand for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And he watched it and he's like, oh my God, you got to do that. Like, that's the perfect ad that people would actually watch. Because otherwise you scroll past all the shit, right? You see an ad and you go past it. But that one might get a what would he say? He said, like, don't try to get clicks, try to get impressions. Like, just get as many impressions as you can. They'll buy from you one way or the other, but you're playing the marathon, not the sprint game. So don't try to get the click. Just get them to watch it and have fun.
Yeah. So no call to action.
No, just have some fun. Have some fun. This is me and Trevor and some other idiots out ice fishing.
I think I had one line in that video, so I'm a little, I don't know.
You feel bad about it? You wish you would have said some more stupid shit so you showed up in the video more? It was like whoever said the most stupid stuff, that was who got featured.
Well, it's hard to promote a competing bookkeeper when I feel like that was your perfect window, because I was looking for the most bullshittiest bullshit. So I felt like you could have taken. You know what? I'm in on the next one. I don't know where I was during that, but
we could have collectively promoted Boyd, like, without him even there, and that would have made for an even funnier promo video. Like, shit, who's this for? Oh, I thought we were here talking about Justin Boyd.
That would be funny.
Yeah,
he probably wouldn't even see it. He's the worst on social media.
Well, we'd get it to Bryn. Bryn's the shit. She would have caught it.
There you go. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen him on social media ever, except when he was on my podcast.
Probably. Joe says, if we all pee in the tub this year, we good. That'll warm it up. Jeremy's out. Jeremy's out.
What does no mean? Oh, pee in the tub?
Yeah, he's not in for the pee in the tub.
Why is Joe hugging that fish like it's the love of his life, though?
It's the old, like, bar of soap. It's just a huge bar of soap.
Look how happy he is. Have you seen the video? There's a video running around about my husband when we take pictures versus when he's fishing. And so when he's taking pictures with his wife, he's like this, every picture. And then when he's holding a fish, he's like, it's true though.
The truth comes out.
It's so true.
At least he's honest in his pictures.
So you were asking about fishing and hunting and how you find free time. You really want to have that discussion?
That's my favorite discussion, because I think for outdoorsy dudes that are business owners, it's like we create a lot of obligations for ourselves.
Yeah,
and I think there's, like, good and bad that comes with it, but we're also always looking to get outside. And I think the Business Owner Outdoor Badasses unsanctioned events thus far is a good way to do it, because then it's also business, and we also get to hang out and learn some stuff from each other.
Full
write-off. But when you got kids and you got spouses and you got obligations, with work and business stuff, it's such a balance. So I'm curious, with all the different things you have going on, how do you prioritize? Obviously, given that we just said, hey, Trevor, here's a thing, and it's in August, and you're like, I'm there, and you didn't hesitate. I think I know exactly where your priorities are, but like, it is a balance, because you can't just hunt and fish all the time. Like, you end up actually not enjoying it, because you're like, you have this nerve in the back of your mind that's telling you, like, I need to go get some shit done. I need to go get some shit done. And it makes the experience, like, unenjoyable, because you're like, I'm fucking not getting my stuff done. Well, I'm out here having fun. It's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. You get to this point in your career, or your business, where you realize that you spent the last decade, or in my case, 23 years, doubling down on the business, just constantly reinvest. And that's my time. That's sacrificing time with my family. That's sacrificing personal time. Like, my 20s, you couldn't even get me on the phone unless you were selling something or buying something. I have regrets from that. But now, it's just, life is short. I never regret spending the money or the time or the resources on memories, you know? So
Yeah.
we were just talking about this with my wife. We were like, we're planning a trip to the Bahamas, and we're like, I don't know, we do a lot of traveling, that's going to be expensive. And then she's like, she wants to go to Universal, and Universal, I mean, that's going to be 6-7 grand for my family. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it just is what it is. If you don't prioritize these things, then what are we even doing it for?
Yeah. Like, and I think there's a sweet spot in there, because you also don't want to like go broke and work till you're 80 and be miserable forever. But I
Right.
also can't, I think when you're a small business owner, like retirement isn't always a thing either. Because you're like, well,
Agreed.
I like working. I just want to do it this way, where I have like flexibility and get to hunt and fish and do family stuff whenever I want. But I don't really plan on being like, I'm 60, let's stop working. And now that I'm
Yeah.
old and saved up a bunch of money and I'm not in the shape to go do all the outdoorsy things I used to do, now let me go try to squeeze them in for a couple of years before it's too late.
Yeah.
So I
There
think
was there was this realization one day that was like, I'm not enjoying life, I'm
Mhm.
just all in. And then, when you fail in business, that's even worse, right? You put all this into it and then you fail in business, and then you go, okay, what do I have for all of that time and that loss and that pain? I don't even have memories. Like me and my wife joke about it. We're like, man, when our 20s, do we even remember anything from our 20s? It was just
Mhm.
because she was right there with me, just dug into the trenches trying to survive and grow a business and doing nothing else for the most part.
Yeah.
And then, your kids, they have to deal with that too. It's just not fair. So yeah, I think that you build a business, the whole reason you build a business is to have more freedom. And if you don't take that part of structuring your business seriously, then it won't happen.
I mean, the man that's the best at it that I know is sitting here listening right now. He said what Trevor said. It was 80 hours plus for years. Once my dad passed early, it's no
That's right.
longer hustle nation. Enjoy life. It's way too short.
That's right. We had a
Delegate.
long conversation about that. I forgot about that, Joe, because that was when we went hog hunting. But we were sitting around the fire, and it was probably after midnight. We
I think that might have been
throwing them
after
back.
I went to bed. That might have been after
It was. But me and Joe had a long conversation about that, and he brought up his father and how his mentality shifted, and he's no longer working for the sake of growing the business. He's now working for the sake of having the freedom to be able to do the things he enjoys and is passionate about. And I think it's a beautiful thing, and it also frees you up to, actually, in my opinion, it actually frees you up to become more successful in your business, because you're not constantly beating yourself up and trying to figure out, okay, what should I be doing? What should I be doing? It just comes more natural, and it's organic. And I think it's just a better way to live.
Yeah. I oftentimes like self-reflect on my happiness, and it's on like a spectrum. If I start doing too much of one thing, and it could be too much hunting and fishing to the point where I'm like, I need to be productive. There's like a thing in me that needs to be producing and doing stuff for other people. And if I'm gone too often or hunting and fishing too much or whatever, like there's too much of a good thing. And so even just like these 3 weeks. So last week I was at home service workshop. So I'm like working, but I'm also just having a blast, right? Just hanging out with my people, drinking beers, getting out. I was on stage like 5 different freaking times, just talking to people and sharing knowledge. This week I have 14 freaking demos. It's nuts to butts for like 2 nights in a row. I'm podcasting because I'm gone next week, so I'm not podcasting. So this is my 3rd show of the week. It's 14 demos, meeting after meeting after meeting, because it's the busy season too. And then we fly out Monday for Costa Rica for spring break with the kids. So it's like the ultimate of work travel. Just crunch. I mean, just like sun up to sundown, work, but doing the shit that I like, but not at a sustainable pace, like going too hard. But it's just for a week. And you can do anything like that for a week. You just go, and then go sit on a beach and sip some fruity shit for a week, and then come back and dig back into the work, and then do another business trip. I think that's like, if I'm living my best life, I'm doing it that way, where it's like I'm going hard, but at different things each week. And it like keeps refueling me to keep switching it up. If I'm working for a month straight, hard, I'm toast. But if I'm gone hunting and fishing all the time, Like Ben and I did that elk hunting trip for 16 days. It was pretty, like by the time that was done, we were both like, we just need to get home.
Yeah. And
we
be
both have
alone.
businesses and families. Well, like, and like,
Well, you're an
support
extrovert. Maybe not.
Why?
You're an extrovert.
Yeah. Like, not be alone after a hunting trip because we were out there, you know, in a small setting, right? So it's not like you're surrounded by people. Definitely after home service workshop, I'm like, could just be alone for a day and that'd be all right. Like, just need to, even just to not talk to somebody because my throat hurt so bad after drinking and talking and drinking and talking for 5 straight days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They anytime I go to a show or anything like that, it wears me out. I usually come home sick. It's
I totally did. I think I
almost,
went there sick and then I just stayed sick and I came home sicker.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with the exposure, I don't think. I think it's simply my mind, body, and spirit just being worn out.
You just get you get worn down.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, I don't get to see these people that often, so I'm gonna like keep hanging in there.
Yeah. Hey, we're going out. Do you want to go? No, but I'm coming. I'll be right. I'll be right there.
Wait, we're going to the bar to sing karaoke at midnight on a Saturday.
4 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Last night, I guess.
But
we're playing Catan when we get back, or what are we doing here? That'll be a new Ron Musgraves. Ron, he's in the house. What's up, Ron? Trevor, we need a within the boob quadrant here. We need a like a Catan scoreboard, just like an all-time Catan hustle scoreboard. Ziggs maybe counts as like a half a win.
I don't know.
Still listening, but
yeah, he's not listening. He kicks in and kicks out. He knows it's best. We could probably talk about him now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
it was the most frustrated I've ever seen somebody win a game.
Yeah,
which I think was your goal.
Of course it was. Yeah.
Naturally.
I don't know what it is about Zig, but man, he's just an easy target. I love messing with him. It's like he's like my little brother or something. He just
like you said too. Andy Mashur says we don't talk about karaoke.
Andy, what's up, dude?
Yeah, Scott Ziegler's he's an easy laugh, is what you said, and I was like, I hadn't thought of him in that way, but I think that's why I like him, because I say a lot of stupid shit to try to be funny, but it's not funny. But Zig laughs.
He laughs no matter what. Yeah. Andy sits over in the corner and just goes. Andy's so quiet, man.
Which, hey, maybe that's why he and I get along so well, because I can just keep fucking talking.
Really? You know? I haven't noticed that.
Have you picked up on that? Yeah. You haven't even cut me off once yet. Usually, like, I start telling a story and
no, this is your show.
That's true. But usually when you're talking to another podcast host, it's funny because you're like, wait, are you asking me a question? Are you hosting? Am I hosting? What's happening here?
I'm wearing sweatpants, sweatshirt, and drinking White Claws. Okay. I'm not asking the questions here.
That's double sweats. I'm full on hobo right now, just because of how stupid my days have been. I worked out. I do my like midday workout, and I missed yesterday, so I was like, I gotta get my damn workout in a day.
I did the same midday.
I did the thing where I had an hour 15 blocked off, and then I worked the first 30 minutes of that hour and 15, and then I was like, shit, I gotta go work out. So then by the time I even like got changed and put shoes on to go jump around, and I'm just doing like beach body jump around stuff in the basement to get the bloods flowing. Well, then it's like by the time I'm done, I got to run back up and like get on my next demo. And then it was 4 calls, and then had to run to go get the kids, get to sports practice, get home, scarf down dinner, send you a picture of me eating kids' food, and then run up here. So I'm just sitting here in my own stank, just stanking it up, wearing my sweats.
Yeah, well, I was standing over the smoker, the Traeger, doing ribeyes, and
so you stank. You stank.
Oh like yeah, that. I'm stinking for sure.
Oh, boy.
But man, that ribeye, I did something different this time. I reverse seared it on a cast iron grill. Oh my gosh, dude, so
you
good.
Sear it first or second?
Reverse sear. So I smoke it at like 350 for maybe 10-15 minutes. And then I have on an open fire is the best way to do it, on the skillet with a little bit of olive oil, and then you put a bunch of butter in it, and you kind of let let it base, and you get it really hot. You put smashed garlic
It's like
and
smoking.
oh yeah, smashed garlic and gosh, whatever that herb's called that you use for that. You know what I'm talking about.
Herbs. Weed.
Yeah.
I think they call it weed.
Yeah. No, that's Jeremy's herbs.
Okay. Oh, sorry. My bad.
Sorry, Jeremy. Different Jeremy.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get it.
California. It's California.
Yeah.
You
It's
do whatever
totally
you want.
legal. Yeah. You get it really hot, sear it both sides, flip it over, get it right. So good, man.
What temp do you take it to on the grill? Like, what's your stopping point to make sure that when you sear it, you don't like overdo it?
Yeah, I really don't know. So I did it so many times that I know that this amount of time is what works. But if I had to guess, I'd say it's like 100 is when I take it off the smoker.
Gotcha.
Internal temp, because you don't want it to be cooked, right? Because it's going to cook fast on a skillet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, even just searing it'll bump it up 5 or 10 degrees sometimes.
Yeah. But I think internal, what is it, like 135, 140 is what it should be finished at.
Yeah. I usually do
do
venison like back straps up to like 125 to 130.
Yeah, they need to be on the lower end.
Yep, but usually nobody's ever touched them besides me, right? They're like super food safe. You don't have to worry about anything.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But I always sear mine first. I might have to try the reverse sear. Is there a noticeable difference between would it be a forward sear? If the other's a reverse sear, would it be a forward sear?
I don't know. I can't compute that far.
Yeah, that's mine.
But the smoker, man, the Traeger grill, if you haven't messed with pellet grills,
gotta have a pellet grill.
Dude, it's just
I don't know why you would have any other type of grill anymore.
I don't even
besides that you're hanging on to an old one and you're like, let's hook up the propane.
Yeah. I use it for cheeseburgers, chicken, everything. I don't cook anything on a regular grill anymore. Never would.
Be crazy to.
But it's so good. It just makes the steak, it just breaks down the fibers and makes it softer and just good, man. I was inhaling it right before I left the house so my Wi-Fi went out. I had to rush to the office to do this with you, but of course I have like 3 kids and each one of them has 4 devices running at the same time. So
naturally,
I'm not surprised it went down, but
I got 2 questions here. I got to take Joe's first. I just saw Ron's. We'll get back to Ron's. Joe said, which grill do you guys have?
Traeger.
I'm a cheap ass, so I got a Z grill, which is just a poor man's Traeger.
Which is exactly what you want out of your fractional CFO.
Just cheap.
You want him to be a cheap ass.
Yeah, got me a Z grill. I'm on like year 4 with it. She's kicking ass.
That's pretty good.
She's Z grilling.
I've had mine a year and it looks like it's survived. I almost said something you shouldn't say. Looks like it's survived.
I know where you're going though. It's like it's incredible how fast they get just beat up.
Oh yeah.
But you also use the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like once
I use it at least
like
5 times a week.
I grill twice as much. I don't use mine in the winter so much, mostly because I don't feel like walking out into the snow to use the grill. But yeah, I'll use it here and there. We use it a ton for venison processing, like all that venison bacon. She goes through there.
Oh yeah, you smoke it.
When we do our sticks, we'll set it to like 180 and keep the sticks on there.
Pretty sure the venison bacon's what did it for everybody. I don't know, man.
I highly doubt it. I think Rob is what did it for everybody.
I wonder where he got it. God, that first night we really kind of didn't give him the attention he really needed that night. I realized it because I got it a few nights later. He was in rough shape, and he was just kind of. I mean, he was on a bucket, right? He was pooping on a bucket.
I mean, like long. I feel like when you're feeling like that, you just like really don't care where you're pooping as long as you got somewhere to poop.
Ugh.
At least he wasn't outside.
I'm just glad I didn't stay at your house that night. That would have been. That'd have been rough.
Everybody would have been losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough. I imagine, I mean, there's so many like stomach bugs going around this year. I feel like I've had 2 of them. Part of me wonders, I don't want to take this blame, but like we had it go through our house the week before. Not nearly as severe as what you guys had, but like not feeling good. Kids, 1 kid got sent, 2 kids got sent home for stomach bug symptoms. So maybe it was, but I feel like it would have been dead by then, but I don't know.
So my
And
son's
it would
my
have been weird
son's
that
school
Rob would have got it that fast.
my son's school today and tomorrow canceled from a stomach bug. We've never seen that before. It was
Oh,
so
damn.
bad that they sent an email, said school's canceled today and tomorrow, and they hired professional whatever.
Cleaners,
Yeah, to come in and
disinfectors.
disinfect the school.
What
for
were those
2
things
days.
during COVID that people were like getting
The
to, like,
foggers.
the foggers? Yeah, what was that
Yeah.
called? Wasn't there like a word for it? Just somebody type it in the chat. Somebody out there knows.
Antibacterial or something, foggers.
No, there was like a specific word for it.
I don't know, but man, everybody in the pressure washing industry was tempted, right? It was like,
Oh, dude,
I don't want to miss the
shiny
boat.
object-
I don't want to miss the boat.
Shiny object syndrome, big time.
Yeah, for sure.
A few people did all right on them. We messed around with it. I bought a fogger from Menards, like the hardware store, just to like spray some shit in the backyard and see how it worked. And I was like, yeah, we're not fucking with this. No thanks.
Yeah,
Like,
it can't be good.
I can. My brain is just drawn a wild blank on what the hell those were called. But yeah, this winter's been the worst as far as I've seen for like those stomach bugs. Even just talking about it right now is making me feel like shit. I feel like stomach bugs are the ultimate. Like when somebody in your house has it, everybody kind of feels worse. Like the minute you know somebody's stomach feels bad, you're like,
yeah, it's
you know what? I think my stomach feels bad too. Like it's the ultimate transitional. Ron Musgrave says, "How do you guys?"
What is he talking about?
I don't know. He said, "How do you guys feel about Facebook erasing all lives in June?"
What?
I think they're getting rid of like
live
historical data. Or no, they're erasing all like our historical lives. Yeah, I don't know.
No way, really?
Yeah, I think they're just like because it's just so much bandwidth, so much memories out there. Man, go listen to the podcast. Catch it live. Listen to the podcast later.
That's interesting. I guess that's true. Most people like this is going to go on YouTube on my end.
Yeah.
So I guess
it's going on both of our YouTubes right now.
Right now.
Right.
So I guess, man, Facebook's losing the storage wars, right? So you want to use that data. I guess they're going to use it and dump the source, but
we'll find out.
Wow. That's interesting, Ron. You still there?
Could be.
I've known Ron
or maybe
20,
he already lost it. Maybe they already pulled the plug on it.
I think I've known Ron for 20 years, something like that. That's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
To think.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm old. I feel like I am 20.
I know.
It all happened. So what back to the question I asked you 30 minutes ago. What
not the most productive. Sorry.
Oh, but that's why it's so productive.
Oh.
That's why it's so good. Pure entertainment. Who knows what we're going to talk about? Everybody's on the edge of their seats. Hey, I saw you go. You went out. Like what? Give me a little adventure update post ice fishing. What have you been up to? I saw some ducks hit the water. I saw some fish hit the deck.
Man, I'll be honest with you. I got to be real careful what I talk about on social media, and I'll give you some backstory. I've over the last week or so been reached out to by DNR from another state because apparently I did some things wrong, and I didn't. You try to abide by the law, you try to do everything right, and then they found it through social media, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they that big 6 point that you probably saw that's gone.
Really?
Oh yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, what I did wrong with that deer is I didn't check it in within a 24-hour period.
Dude, I hate that rule.
It's so stupid, man.
It's such a bad rule.
But I didn't know that because my state and every state I've hunted in, that's not a thing. But actually, my state now this year just implemented it. But so I say that to say I'm real careful about what I talk about, what we did. But
I do.
Even if you try.
That, I never post hunting pictures on social media, mostly because I don't think about it. I just forget. But
when your son's in the picture and he's part of the memories, I use Facebook and
yeah.
Instagram as basically a memory book, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I posted it. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So
That's
anyway, so fishing, we go offshore fishing here in Georgetown, South Carolina, at least once a month. We try to go. My best friend has a 28 Grady White. It's a nice boat.
Get your asses out there.
And then we've got a 45 Sporty that we go out in.
Oh, I'm gonna cut you off and give a shout out to my favorite client here, Teresa McConnell's in the house, checking in for a hot minute while the microwave makes the dinner. Sounds like my dinner tonight.
Yeah, your dinner was interesting.
My dinner was made by the air fryer and the stove, mac and cheese and chicken nuggets, and
Instant Mac. It's not the same.
It wasn't Instamac.
Yes,
but no, I'll tell you what
Kraft.
it was. It was mac and cheese. It was Cub Foods. It was generic everyday essentials or whatever it is, but we didn't have any milk in the house. And so there was like a splash of almond milk in it with some butter. Yeah. I actually didn't eat any of the mac and cheese.
Did the kids eat it?
Oh yeah, they don't care. Mac and cheese is mac and cheese. They just go. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell's made with. Joe wants to know, will cobia be your first go-to in spring your way? That was an oddly worded question, but I think he's trying to say like it's the first thing you're going to target this spring, some cobia.
We don't even half the time we don't even keep the cobia, and I'm almost embarrassed to say that out loud because I know so many people consider that a prize fish. But
are they supposed to be good eating or?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Joe? That's the claim. I guess I've never done it right, but cobia is a lot of fun to catch. They get huge, man, and they are just strong as a horse. You better have the right tackle and the right gear because they're gonna give you a run for your money. It's like catching a shark.
Sweet.
But yeah, we went offshore this past week or whatever it was, and we were trying to do some trolling. We've got a few products that we've patented for trolling.
Fish tools.
Fish tools, yep. I'm sure I got a hat here somewhere.
Do you guys have a cool soundbite like fish tools?
No, but we're gonna work on that. I think we're gonna hire you to help us do that. But yeah, so we went trolling. We were trying to catch some wahoo, trying to catch some tuna, and it just didn't work out in about 45 minutes. I've actually got a pretty great video that I put together. It's about 40 minutes long for YouTube, but my partners voted it off the going live. So maybe I'll send it to you to watch, but they said we're not going to use that one.
It's inappropriate. They don't want to get in trouble with the DNR again.
Well, there's that. Actually, that was part of it. Yeah, because so in South Carolina, you're not allowed to keep red snapper at all, except for I think it's a 1-day season. And so we caught a lot of red snapper, and you just throw it back. But in the video, it looks like we threw it in the boat, but really it just came disconnected, and it was like, all right, we can't even use it because I don't want the risk. It's just ridiculous. But they try to call them endangered, and we call them the elusive red snapper. You can't get them off the hook because they're everywhere.
Yeah, there's so many of them everywhere.
But the commercial fishermen, they'll load a boat up whenever they want.
They're the lobbyists. They're keeping them endangered.
Yep.
Joe says, agree. I think the agree was to something earlier, but I'm going to use it now because his next was, that's why we call them orange snapper.
Okay. I like that.
No,
hey,
sir.
It could be worse. We could not be allowed to keep how many flounder? You're allowed to keep like 1 or 2 flounder in North Carolina. That's crazy.
You guys talking about butts? I call them butts.
Flounders?
Halibut.
Oh yeah. Miniature halibut. Yeah. Now that I would make the trip for. Let's go to Alaska.
Dude, I slayed the butts in Cedros Island last year. I was slaying butts. That's where we went in Mexico.
Really?
So
halibut?
Hell yeah. Joe, tell him how many butts I caught. I was smacking butts.
I thought that was a Yankee fish.
Dude, I was smacking so many butts, you wouldn't believe it. Nobody else on the boat could seem to smack a butt, but I was just all over the butts. It probably has to do with my lower proportions.
You are proportionately endowed in the lower region, and that sounded way worse than. Never mind. I quit.
Jai, turn the volume up when you play it.
Jai, we're gonna need you to edit that if you're out there.
Turn the volume up. Yeah, slow it down and turn the volume up so it makes me sound.
Let's
cool.
talk about Jai for a minute. What is he doing in the background right now? How does this work?
He's not even back here right now. He comes on. He'll be on the radio show. Like a lot of times when we do the radio show, he'll do sound bites and whatever. But he doesn't come on the late night show. He just grabs it later and produces it and does all of his podcasty neato stuff with it.
Gotcha.
Joe says they get one butt up in North Carolina.
That's
there,
crazy, dude.
And then he said that's why me and Dan chase butts in Mexico because they only get one butt in North Carolina. We can get 5 butts. Jeremy gets 5 butts. Out in California.
Can't believe they get halibut on the West Coast like that. I thought it was
all the way up and down. They're not big ones like Alaska, not like 100-pounders. I'd say Jeremy and Joe, maybe I got a 25-pounder maybe when we were out there. Dan's a butt slayer though, dude. I slayed him, dude. Did anybody else even catch a butt while we were there?
This is going downhill fast.
I got so many butts, man.
You're
the one that said I was endowed or whatever you said. You weirdo.
By your creator, endowed by your creator.
You started it. But yeah, when we're in Mexico, you go like yellowtail in the morning, and then you kind of like do that until you've had enough, and then you go back in, grab some more beers, and go back out for like the midday afternoon bite, and you just go soak some live bait on the bottom, drinking beers, and just it's like you're walleye fishing. You might as well be ice fishing. You guys, we should bring a Vexlar with us, like we're ice fishing. I wonder if you'd pick up any butts on the bottom. That would be pretty interesting.
How deep can that thing go?
I mean, how deep do you want it to go?
All right. It's getting out of control.
Jeremy confirmed I have the biggest butt. My butt is 20 to 25 pounds. Yeah.
This is rough. I'm about to turn. Can you turn my Facebook and YouTube broadcast off on your end? I'm not sure how to do it.
Dustin's in the house. We got a second Ziegler in the house now. Second Ziegler's rolling in. Probably way cooler than the first Ziegler.
See, that's the Ziegler I thought was coming on the trip. How you doing, Dustin? Good to see you, brother.
Oh, we gave you the old okie doke, like whoop whoop, and then
and then that little bald headed fiery guy showed up, and I guess it's fine. Is he bald? He's kind of bald.
Oh, he just shaves his head. You don't even know how bald he is. He just shaves it straight off.
He's super bald.
Super bald.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna when it starts getting too far back here.
Is that happening?
I mean, it's
climbing.
It's happening. I'm like pushing. I'm about to turn 40. It's going. It's gonna go.
You're old, man.
What are you? 39?
Don't ask me that.
Yeah,
that's rude. That's rude, Dan.
Yeah, this is.
I'm not 39. I'm 38. It's a big difference.
This is an in-your-face podcast. We tell it like it is. Bam. No, man. Cedros is a lot of fun though. I don't even think we like slayed him this last year. Besides me slaying the butts, but we caught more than enough fish and had a ton of fun and like some big bites and things getting bit off. And
I know what we should do. Carlos Gonzalez. I'm sure you know Carlos. He's doing his. You know,
a baseball player.
Yeah, he
wishes. Like a baseball player.
You know Carlos.
Do I?
Yeah, he's.
Dude, you better be careful what you say.
Ashby, you stop it. You stop it. Who is that?
I don't know.
So rude.
Just a fan. She's always chiming in. Big fan. No.
Big fan. She's a stalker. She's always stalking me, this Ashby Lee chick.
Always chiming in stuff.
Anyway, Carlos, he has an event. Yes, Cabo. See, he has an event in Cabo. He didn't do it last year. I think it was personal reasons, but we went the year before and it was fantastic. Pat Clark, Josh Taylor, EBC. You know EBC, right?
Nope.
The soap.
No.
EBC. Come on,
dude.
man.
I'm a bookkeeper, man. I'm a bookkeeper.
You're at every trade show. EBC is there. Enviro, BioClean. Anyway, You know Carlos, you're just not putting it together.
Sounds good.
For sure you know him. But he has an event
sure
out
I've seen
there.
him like 1,000 times.
We should all make it to that event and then have a giant write-off and just go fishing and hanging out the whole time. Like, don't even go to the classes and the sorry, Carlos.
Hashtag business.
Hashtag write-off.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy says Cedros is better fishing than Cabo.
How far away is it?
Ooh, it's well, Cedros is Pacific side. Cabo's Gulf side, right? Think. Pretty sure. Maybe. Somebody hit me with a geography lesson.
Cabo is like world renowned, buddy. I don't know. You're gonna have to send me some.
Jeremy fishes them all. Ashby agrees that she's a crazy stalker. Dustin just says Los.
He knows Los. Everybody knows Los. You're just not thinking straight.
Los. Joe agrees.
Cedros. Trevor.
Why is he talking like Yoda? I think Cedros, you would love Trevor.
Los cool trip. Cedros love Trevor.
Los is an OG.
He is an OG. Yeah. He's been around probably same as me.
Jeremy will be there in September during his event, he said.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
You just said that live. Don't go to classes.
Well, you know.
Jeremy, I know this. Jeremy goes Cabo every year. He's got his crew.
Yeah, the problem with these Cabo, it's an all-inclusive resort. Have you been to a Mexican all-inclusive resort?
In Mazatlan.
They
side.
Basically pour the alcohol down your throat.
Yeah, sign me up.
It's not good.
I'm so good at that.
So they had an adult pool and a family pool. They were way too close to each other. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. There was a bridal party there that went a bit too far.
There's not enough clothes on.
Just went too far.
I can imagine.
And the family pool's like 50, 60, maybe 70 feet away. We heard whistles. They come running up, blowing whistles like, you can't do that. Like,
I was thinking it was dudes whistling at him.
No, it was the police, I think, coming to arrest somebody. But
yeah,
it was wild. So Cabo, we're going to Cabo.
We're going to Cabo too. We're going to Cedros in August, Cabo in September. Actually, I got Kentucky bow first week of Kentucky or first week of September. I got archery. I won't be able to make Cabo because I got to go shoot bucks and stuff.
Yeah, velvet bucks. Fill the freezer.
Hell yeah!
I've never done that. Never got.
I thought you said you were coming this year. You coming?
Am I invited? I don't know.
I think we talked about it after 78 drinks when we were ice fishing.
It doesn't count. Okay, I'm a very sensitive person. I need you to call me personally, make eye contact.
Talk to my people, man.
No, I'm definitely in, man. What is it? September?
First week of September. It's like, so this year Labor Day is weird because it falls like, where's my calendar? There's one of these has a calendar on it. Hang on. So Labor Day is like Monday, the 1st of September, and Kentucky opens the first Saturday of September. So it's not openers until Saturday, September 6th. So I think we're driving there Friday the 5th, and then we'll hunt Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe drive back Friday, maybe drive back Saturday the next weekend. But chasing some velvet buckaroo.
So when you say chasing, what do you mean? You're literally like picking a tree and climbing? Or is this public land?
Public land. There's like 18,000 acres where we're going. And saddle hunting, which I told you got to get a saddle.
Yeah.
Knock it off with your climber.
See, Zig claims he's sponsored and stuff, so I don't know where my saddle is, but
you didn't get it yet. Maybe I got yours because I got 2 of them. So
that's what
I'll have it for you. I'll have it for you in Kentucky.
You know, maybe if I get him on my podcast and make him feel special, I hope he watches this whole thing.
I mean, you have called him like bald, short. I mean, you've given him some stuff.
Yeah. So. Well, maybe if he gave me a saddle.
Yeah. Like a chicken or an egg thing. It's like a chicken or an egg thing. Like who's going to cave in first here, Zig? Or it just goes downhill and turns into a fist fight at the next
Hey,
boob.
hey, Jai, can you just hashtag Zig? just hashtag him on everything.
Yoda Joe says, "My bad, I'm multitasking."
Sincerely, Joe.
Trevor, you would love Sage Rose. Sincerely, Joe.
The sincerely Joe part has me.
This is a very nice finish. I'm gonna start closing every Facebook comment I make with "Sincerely Dan,"
as if it doesn't have your picture and your full name right next to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna treat it. I'm gonna start everyone with "Dear Trevor."
It's
Good
like
one.
you could tell
Sincerely
what year
Dan.
someone was born because they say like their initials or their name at the end of a text. Yeah, I know who you are.
I'm aware.
We've been talking for weeks.
Yeah. Dan and Rob at Cabo. That would be something. That'd be dangerous. Do they have karaoke there?
Yeah, if there's karaoke, you can count me out.
You don't want to be a part of that again? What if a Latin American gal comes up and just has a belch like you've never seen before?
So Dan and Rob decide to play sing Adam Sandler's Phone Wallet Keys, which, by the way,
that was good.
Awesome song. Great rendition.
Right,
great rendition. You guys killed it. But I was surveying the crowd, which was, nobody was above 60, right? Nobody was above 60, and the grandkids were definitely running around terrorizing the bar. So I don't know what's going on in Minnesota, but that's another subject.
That was only at like 10 o'clock. That was only at like 10 o'clock. It wasn't past the kids' bedtime. A guy did come up to me. I don't remember if you were there for that. A guy came up to me. He's like, "Hey, like, know your audience, man."
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, read the room, right?
Yeah, read the room. And I was just like, "Hey, man, like, it's not my fault your kids are in the bar at 10 o'clock. Like, be a better
There's nothing
parent."
wrong with that. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
I mean, my kids would be in the bar at 10 o'clock too, but then don't judge me. You're the one with the kids in the bar at 10 o'clock. Phone, wallet, keys, bitch. Take your keys and get your ass out of here. Leave your wallet though. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that.
I'm excited. He's doing another. Is it Happy Gilmore? Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
No way.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Happy Gilmore. Yes. Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
It could be
or not.
It could just be like Dumb and Dumber 2, and just be like, there's some funny moments, but you're like, eh.
Yeah, the third Dumb and Dumber was the worst.
They made a third one?
Oh yeah. Don't even bother. So bad.
Now I gotta go see it. I didn't know they made a third one.
It's so bad. When your first one is as good as it was, just pure epic quality entertainment. You can't.
It's the best.
It really was.
No out doing it.
My kids don't get it. We talked about this.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. In Minnesota, my kid. Well, you were, but my kids don't get it.
I was fine at that point. I was fine at that. No, I wasn't.
But Jim Carrey. Who are the other guys that are just like Will Ferrell? They don't get it. They don't understand his humor. They'd rather watch YouTube. Blippy. Yeah.
The worst. Quite possibly the worst. It just shows you we're in the wrong market. All you got to do is act like a pedophile, and people will watch your
or
shit.
Be one. Yeah.
You could do that too. I don't know. I'm not into that sort of thing. But
this conversation's getting worse by the minute.
Yeah, that was your fault. That was your fault. Don't act like
you keep saying.
Don't act like the conversation did it to you. Like you're the victim here. Like you're part of it. You're half of it.
That's what the DNR officer said.
So last year when we were down in Cedros, it was Joe, Jeremy, and Jimmy, and then Dan. And I was like, this ain't gonna work. And so we decided that I'm Jan, Soft J.
That's where that came from.
That's where that came from. So the whole time it was just Jan out slaying butts. Had a little European accent going. I wore a Speedo the whole time, just going European style.
What's Jeremy talking about?
I don't know. That was too long ago. I can't go back all that far. No, but there was a good story somewhere back there. He said he remembers that story. Great one, Trevor. Haha, you probably said something awesome. I bet it was good. So what do you got going in front of you here? You're hitting the busy season. Like washing season is picking up. Real estate season is picking up.
Yeah.
Like way to get in two businesses that both go hard at the same time.
Yeah,
but that's super fun. At least like this time of year, there's not as much to hunt and fish, maybe. Like it's not like it's the
No.
fall.
So that's what I was thinking when you said that. So I purposely chose these industries because of that, right?
Yeah.
Duck season growing up, duck hunting was life when I was a kid. So, and I started pressure washing when I was a kid. I was 16 years old when I started. So I literally was like structuring my life at a very early age to have time off in the fall and the winter. So yeah, but we're getting ready to start our busy season for the washing, and in South Carolina we have a pollen season, which literally the pine pollen just covers everything. And so right now we're in the nobody's hiring us. They're only calling to schedule us for the day the pollen stops falling, right? Like we're some kind of meteorologist.
It's like gutter clean. It's like gutter cleaning in Minnesota in the fall. You're just like, we can clean them and we'll come back and clean them again. But if you wait to try to time it, we're not going to get to it to 2 months after.
Exactly. So we have that conversation 20 times a day with clients, and our existing clients know better. They know that their top priority. We have a wash club that we sell memberships to, and that gives them top priority as well. So our April is completely booked out a month in advance every year. So yeah, we're getting ready for that. Got the equipment on the ground in the shop.
Chucky gonna be back? Will Chucky be back?
Oh man, I'm praying Chucky will be back. If he's not back, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. But I know I'm gonna be washing houses this year, no matter what.
Spraying some water around for sure.
There's nothing I can do about that. Which I'm not complaining. It's I enjoy what I do, and just takes away from that. Steel Realty takes away from the real estate. But luckily, I have a.
What's Ashby doing besides stalking weirdos on Facebook?
That's pretty much all she does. No, I'm just kidding. She's a rock star, dude. She sells real estate, and she answers the phones for Clean Image. She does all the dispatching and the scheduling and half the estimates. We're
maybe you need a VA for a couple months.
Well, we did a VA for over a year, and it worked out great. But it just had some, and she answered the phones. She did several quotes, probably 50% of the quotes that didn't require a visit. She did a lot of the scheduling, the dispatching. She sent out the thank you cards she had a lot of stuff that she was covering. It just, I don't know how to say it, and I don't want to, because she was awesome, but there was a disconnect that I couldn't figure out. And nothing against VAs, but I might have put too much on one person. And we're in the South, so when somebody answers the phones, it sounds like they're in the Philippines.
Phone answering is tough. I don't have them answer the phones.
Yeah,
it's just it's too different for a redneck boy.
Yeah. So every once in a while we would get that, and so it was like, what are you going to do? She knew more about my business than any local person I could have hired. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think that's all going to change pretty rapidly. I'd love to hear Angela's point of view on this, but it's going to become so natural for us to hear international accents in our daily life.
You're either going to hear a real human with an international accent, or you're going to hear an AI with a local accent.
So absolutely. Great point.
Yeah.
Great point. Which one would you rather have?
Yeah.
And it may end up being most people want the AI.
Hey, we gotta tone it down here. We got this guy showed up. Cole Sycophus in the house.
I thought we blocked him.
I think he's coming from your channel. He's what?
I keep telling him he's my best friend, and he won't leave me alone. It was a joke. It was just a joke.
You took it too far. You took it too far, man.
You make one joke, and all of a sudden you got a stalker for life. Just chill, Cole. Chill out, bro.
Sheep, have you heard the fuck one sheep joke? Probably.
No. I want to hear this.
What? Oh, I don't think I can do the proper delivery because you got to have a good Scottish accent for it. But it goes something like, I built this, but do they call me the this? No. I did this, but do they call me the this? No. But you fuck one sheep. You get the punchline. Yeah.
This is extra special.
Cole is right up there with Ashby.
I'm always watching, Lebowski. Tell me you have kids.
Yeah. Cole definitely doesn't. I did get to meet Randy at Home Service Workshop.
Randy, I'm gonna need more than that.
The gal that's in his picture, that's
Oh yeah, the one
too
that's
good looking for him, probably.
I was gonna say that.
I did say it.
Although no, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
Thank me later, Cole.
Yeah. Randy makes Cole look worse because she's cooler than he is. So it's like, then you're just like, oh, why do I hang out with this guy? She's cooler than he is. So that's all I gotta say.
So what time is it there? You got a 2-hour difference, right? So 8 o'clock, 8:15.
No, I'm just an hour behind you. 9:15.
That's crazy because it took me like an entire day to get there. I don't understand.
Yeah, but you're way south of me. It's not the east to the west, it's the south to the north. You know, you could tell by how cold it was.
Yeah. And the planes crashing, leaving the same airport. Yeah, that kind of gave it away.
Yeah. Well, good thing you weren't on that one. That's why you don't go to Canada, eh?
Well, we're never going to be allowed to enter Canada again after the tariff war.
Either that or we're going to own it and then we'll go there freely whenever we want. Who knows? It's going to be one or the other.
51st state, right?
Ryan, who was on last night from Canada, and so he was all about it. He's an outdoorsy dude. He was
You didn't wear your MAGA hat?
He was all for it. He was just like, I'm just like eating popcorn watching the show. He didn't have like a hard fast stance on it. But he was Atlantic time. He's in Newfoundland, so he's like even east of you. He was 2 hours ahead. It was past midnight when he wrapped her up with me.
I bet he's got some hunting we could take part in.
We could go moose hunting. Go track down a moose.
Yeah, unlike the moose that Zig shot. I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. But it was a moose. It's bigger than the moose you shot, boy.
Well, barely.
It's bigger than your 6-pointer that you don't have.
Oh, that's too low, man. It's too soon. That happened today.
Really?
The taxidermist called me up today and was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the game warden just left my shop and they took your deer." I was like, cool. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, like then what's your recourse, right? Like, can you? Because they did that. I remember Meat Eater had some guys on that had like a record buck get taken from a taxidermist like that, and it took like years for them to fight to get it back. Like they just got totally hosed by wardens.
Yeah, it's too fresh to bring up because obviously they were on my social media, but it sucks.
We don't need to get into it.
It is my biggest buck, and
yeah.
And I really did attempt to do everything right, and I thought I did, and I paid for the mountain full, and the hunting license for a non-resident. I mean, I think it was like $200 something. It's just crazy, and then you had to buy the archery tag and the muzzleloader tag if you want to hunt all the different seasons.
Yeah, you got thousands of dollars into supporting the DNR,
right? And you know how I got, well, one of the main things that was a red flag was that I checked it in improperly, right? And the dates didn't line up.
And it was in a different state.
Right.
Oh, that's the worst too, because
I would have been better off not checking in my deer at all.
Yep.
And so it's like encouraging people to break the law instead of try. And
I had Mike Dalkey, my old business partner, shot a deer during youth season in Tennessee. And like where we grew up, like you can hunt during youth season. You just got to know that there's kids out there with guns and you better wear some Blaze Orange, but it's during bow season. And so you can keep bow hunting.
Right.
So he went out bow hunting in Tennessee and he knew it was youth season, but it was like his one weekend to bow hunt. So he went out bow hunting, he shot a doe and registered it. And then I forget if they called him or if he called them or whatever. I'm 99% sure that he turned himself in. I think he was like, hey, I was just like, somehow I was checking a thing and then I saw a thing and then I realized like, oh shit, you're not supposed to bow hunt during youth season. And hey, like honest mistake. I'm from Wisconsin. Like I just moved down here, and we always bow. You can bow on. You have to wear blaze orange because there's people with guns. So he turned himself in. They confiscated his deer and wrote him a ticket for like $1,000. It's like, really? That's the guy. And then they made him. And I mean, like Mike's a really successful business dude, and like his time is super valuable. They made him sit in a courthouse for a day, like just to try to like pay the ticket or fight it or whatever. It's like, what? You don't have real people to go after? Like,
So yeah, no, the
like,
exact same scenario. So I only know because they were investigating me. Like they were going to my cousins and the taxidermist and like just investigate. And these people are calling me like, "Hey, dude, they're investigating you." And then South Carolina DNR calls me. So apparently there's a jurisdictional thing. They can't reach out to me. So I immediately found
weird.
And I reached out to them and was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah.
And
I heard
they're like, "Oh,
me. I would prefer to be found." And here I am. Come.
yeah. And so they're like, "Well, we're writing you a couple tickets. This is what happened." And I'm like, "Jeez, you know?"
Yeah. The weird thing to me is so many of the rules state like you have to take it within 24 hours of shooting it. I'm like, half of my deer, I don't, not half, but a good number of deer I don't find within 24 hours of shooting them.
And chances are you're in the middle of nowhere with no phone service.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to?
And my priority when I go find the deer in the middle of nowhere is to get all the meat out, like waste not, want not, get it home. I'll get it home. I'll get it taken care of, and then I'll call it in. Like that's the last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go take care of the animal first.
Write those tickets. Write the tickets to the people that waste deer and waste they're killed. Do that.
Yeah.
Mine's in my freezer and my family eats it. Like I just don't. Yeah. Don't get me started.
Bureaucratic bullshit.
But they have an entire division. He told me they have an entire division that sits at a desk and scrolls people's social media.
Yeah.
That check in their deer to look for discrepancies.
Hey, Doge, Trump and Doge. I know some guys you need to fire. You're firing some of the wrong ones. I got some guys you need to fire.
Yeah, like, go after that.
Like we got people writing good people tickets, and that's a bitch.
And I don't want to sound like I hate conservation and DNR. That's not it at all. Most of what they do is good, but
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
but it's like it's the same thing that causes like 10% of cops to suck.
Right.
There's so many awesome cops, and 10% of them are just egotistical, arrogant assholes that are like on a power trip. And you run into wardens that are the exact same. They're just I've run into so many awesome wardens.
Yeah, all of them actually. I've never run into a jerk yet.
I ran into one guy opening of duck season that blew up our blind at prime time. Like some public land, there's 3 of us, prime time. Ducks are flying in, and he comes just smashing into our blind. Like didn't wait till we walked out. Right?
No, that was very intentional.
Screwed up our hunt. And we're checking all of our guns. We're all legit. We all have plugs. One guy had a Magnum magazine, but his plug wasn't built for Magnum shells. And so the warden slid 3 shells into the magazine instead of 2. Yeah. Took his gun.
Took it.
He gave it back after he wrote him like a $500 ticket for having too many shells in his gun. And it's like, no. Like the warden even unloaded the gun and we didn't know he was coming, right? He just barged in on us. The warden unloaded the gun. It wasn't like the dude had 3 shells in the magazine.
Yeah.
He only had 2. Like no law was being broken. It was just an inadequate. This is how stupid it was. My plug, I didn't even know. This was like the first time I went duck hunting. I didn't even have a fucking plug. We put a Sharpie in mine.
Oh yeah.
We found a Sharpie.
Whittle a stick. Whatever you got to stick it in there and make sure that you can't get 3 plugs in that.
So mine had a Sharpie in it. And like he was taking our guns apart and we're standing in like 3 feet of water. Like, this is not the place to be taking guns apart. Can we just like, hey, we like would have had an awesome opening morning, but instead you just totally blew the entire hunt and wrote a ticket to a guy that wasn't cheating. Yeah. Like, it's freaking like that guy just needs to go. He's gone.
I got a ticket because I didn't have a license that morning, so I didn't hunt. I didn't even bring a shotgun, but because I was getting in the boat and running around to pick up the birds and come back, he wrote me a ticket for it.
Why wouldn't you?
Didn't have a gun. I was just there hanging out, and he wrote me a ticket for it.
What's
And
illegal?
I paid a fine.
So you have run into a bad warden before?
Yeah, I guess so. But he wasn't outwardly like a jerk, like you see the cop videos on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah,
it wasn't like that.
Yeah, this guy wasn't a jerk. He was just very serious, and he was so matter of fact, and everything was black and white. Yeah, there was no discussion. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like there's a way better way to do this job.
Yeah,
I don't know.
All in all, most of them are outdoorsmen. Most of them are good people. Most of them do a great job. But
yeah,
it's like anything, right?
Yeah, you get it with anything. Alvin wanted to know what state I'm in. I'm in the great state of Minnesota. But I do need to clarify that I'm from Wisconsin. So don't try to get me confused with any Vikings fan like this asshole right here, this Joe Devino guy. Vikes fan? What a weirdo. Who happens to say, I don't know, our fishing regulations suck ass. Did you see our latest Trevor on reporting all fish caught?
You got to be kidding me, Joe. You have to report the fish you catch? Dude, I don't even know what to say to that. That's crazy.
Joe,
that is crazy.
He was missing a comment in there. I'm not trying to be
I think I know what he meant, though.
Yeah, he's like, did you see our latest Trevor?
He's got to
I haven't seen his latest Trevor. I haven't seen his latest Trevor on reporting all fish caught.
He's definitely on his phone speaking to text.
Yeah. Reporting all fish caught. That's crazy, dude. Like, even if you don't keep them, like just if you catch them, dude, I catch so many fish. I would have had to claim 1 billion perch when we were out ice fishing. Probably caught 1 billion. Dustin says we got plenty of deer in Indiana. Always about a dozen in my backyard every day. Get out the bow. Sounds like an archery hunt if I've ever heard of one.
Start sending pics, please.
Yeah, let's see some trail cam pics.
When we see one like this, me and Dan are buying tickets.
We're coming. So yeah, set your watch or whatever you use to tell time and make you go to a place. August, Jeremy will get you the dates for Cedros. First week of September, first full week of September, like 5th and 6th, and then the next week, Archery, Kentucky. Put them down. Bring your cameras. Bring stuff to make content.
Tell me the date again. September what?
September 5th, I think, is the Friday.
Okay, it's that Friday, first Friday of the week. I mean, of the month.
So we're driving there September 5th. Like, we'll get to Airbnb for the night of the 5th. Airbnb.
Is Joe going?
Joe, are you going? I know I ran it by him and he said he was going, but we never like secured dates. So he's like, yes, but I don't know if he's.
Maybe I'll pick him up and we can ride together.
Yeah. It'd be a good rendezvous. I think your best friend Cole will be there. Cole, bring Randy. So we have somebody cool to hang out with. No, Cole. In all seriousness, Cole needs to do something about that. Like, he outkicked his coverage. He better sort that out quicker than your average dude does. Make sure he takes care of things.
He's funny, man. Cole's funny, dude.
Super funny.
Yeah, he really is.
Way funnier than Zig. If Zig listens to this later.
No, Zig got funny, but it required extra help.
I don't know. Zig way like
those California dudes, man. They're great. They're great. Let me tell you.
I mean, the California dudes were great.
They wasn't wrong, except the next night it was not so great.
Yeah,
when Jeremy's arm was doing this,
there were ups and then a lot of downs, like real down for a while, like flat on the floor down. Joe's planning on it. Market Joe.
That would be great. What, riding with me? I take it.
Yeah, then you can tell stories to Trevor, and about a third of the way in, he'll cut you off and make you stop talking because
that's just sick. That's just sick. Just sick.
Cole's got South Dakota. This is like an FYI for all the boob members out there. South Dakota Mule Deer app deadline April 1st. Get your South Dakota Mule Deer apps in, everybody. All you
we're
boob members.
going hunting, Cole.
We're going out west. We're gonna chase some South Dakota muleys. We'll just have an army of dudes. We'll have like 8 of us, but one guy has a tag. We'll just round them up. We'll circle them.
I'll touch base with you, Cole, because I don't know much about that stuff, but it's definitely on my bucket list. So
start putting in.
I'm not driving there. I'm flying.
You can fly to Minneapolis, and then we'll drive out from here.
How far is that?
Probably like 10 hours still, because it's western. It's western.
I'll meet
South
you
Dakota.
there.
But the hard part is like, where are you going to fly into in South Dakota?
I've flown into North Dakota before. South Dakota's got to have something.
You could probably fly into Minneapolis and then take a flight to Aberdeen. There might be an airport in Aberdeen. I think Cole drives every time. Cole, is it like a 20-hour drive for you? Cole said probably a 70% chance success of drawing. We'll talk. Ooh, that's exciting.
I wish he'd quit contacting me.
Yeah.
I thought this was a business podcast. What are we doing?
We're talking. This is Business Owner Outdoor Badasses Mastermind shit right here.
Oh,
that's what we're doing.
Got it.
Do you? So let's get back to some business, because I still got some beer. I got some beer to drink here. What is your what's the plan with your businesses? Like, is Fish Tools the ultimate, and like trying to like keep building that until it takes off and that just becomes like a full-time thing? Or do you view that as like a hobby and a fun thing? And the real, like, do you have a priority right now as to which thing, if all is going on right now, are you selling houses? Are you cleaning stuff? Are you doing a Fish Tools thing? Are you going hunting and fishing? Like immediate, what do you got to do? And then where do you want it to go with all 4 of those and a podcast?
Yeah. I've always seen myself as an entrepreneur that can operate from a distance. And I don't know
like a mountain or a boat or a freestand. Yeah.
I don't know how accurate that vision is, but that's definitely something I want to attain. I'm a systems oriented person. I like to see things thrive after I've gone through the torture and pain to build it. So I see Clean Image, which is the pressure washing company, as being a multifaceted home services company. We're entering into different industries soon, but hyper local, and that's changed over the last few years. I used to think that franchise was the model. I just don't know if I'm the right person for that. If I'm being dead honest with myself, to build that sort of environment, and it has everything to do with the conversation we started tonight with, which is, where do I want to spend my time and my effort, and how do I want to live my life? I don't think I want to be that CEO that works all the time, which is what would be required for that level of business. So I'm at the place now where we're in a very small town. My radius is less than 7 miles. I've got trucks that are 4 years old that have less than 20,000 miles on them, and that's the way I like it. I can send out one email to my existing client base and say, we talked about this last week, and say, hey, we've added landscaping to our list of services. If you're interested, reach out. And they already trust us. They already love us. We have the reputation. We have the local branding. We have pretty solid branding for our community. And so I envision it as being a home service company to do the types of jobs that people don't want to do. Dryer vent cleaning, roof debris removal, gutter cleaning, pressure washing, landscaping, gutter installs. Those are all the types of things that I see Clean Image eventually taking off. And so as far as how much time I spend on that, I want it to be pretty minimal, which it is now. In a lot of ways, I don't spend a whole lot of time, and that's systems and delegation, right? Knowing who to put in the right place. A lot has become more difficult as of late because hiring is an issue in our small town, and my lead tech, my main guy, injured himself. And so that I've been dealing with some of those pains, but I still envision Clean Image taking probably 30% of my time, real estate taking less than 15% of my time. And then fish tools is kind of like a pipe dream that I'm gonna put a lot into and hope for the best, but I'm not super optimistic because it's
at worst it's just a lot of fun.
Right. At worst, I get some really good write-offs, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden that trip offshore is actually a write-off because we're testing products, we're making content for YouTube. And if it takes off, it has huge potential because it's $1 trillion industry and it happens to be my passion. So yeah, that's where I would like to end up. But even if that happened, I don't see myself closing Steel Realty or Clean Image Pressure Washing. They're just cash cows that, you'd have to be crazy to just stop collecting money.
Yeah.
But
yep. I think Joe's onto something here. Cole did confirm he drives from Ohio, Western South Dakota, 19 hours. It'll be 20 hours when you swing up my way and grab me, Cole, but that should be fine. Trevor will be there too. Trevor will be there too. He's flying in.
Yeah, I love driving.
No, you're just gonna ride. It's Minnesota and South Dakota. You can probably just crack a couple beers and crack a couple White Claws in the back. You should be fine. Joe says we need to refocus our energy on coaching programs to balancing outdoors and work. Instead of I can make you $5 million this year hanging lights, how about I'll coach any business owner on how to delegate, then fish and hunt more. $2.99 per week.
Hey, I like it. That could be a school or a what's Josh Lattimore's
war plan group. And if you're going to call in, you don't get to call into the meeting unless you're out hunting and fishing. So if you want to call into the meeting, you got to be out hunting and fishing. Mandatory.
Might not be good for deer hunting, but whatever. Most people don't know how to hunt anyway.
Be quiet.
What's he saying? I got it.
You got it now?
I got that. I read it.
A lot of words. That was a lot of words. It was like 6.
He's got to quit speaking to text, man. It's messing us all up.
That was actually one of his better ones. I feel like that was one
Joe, you're hanging in there with us, dude. Appreciate you.
It's getting late, man. Maybe he's not out fishing. If he's out fishing, he would have got disrupted here by a butt out there. Someone taking him off track. So
fish tools, we're working on a prototype. It's not really a prototype. I think we're pretty much finished.
Working on some tip ups for me for the ones that we got frozen.
In a way, it is a tip up. If you have any ideas, by the way, so this was a buddy of ours who
this guy's hanging in there too. But I feel like there's not as much of a pat on the back for somebody that's on Pacific time right now, like Eastern time. Those guys are really hanging in there. Jeremy's just like his knees probably like aching.
Yeah, Jeremy, how are you going to go fishing, man? Hopefully you'll be okay.
He's got a while. Right? He's got 5 months. He's got 5 months to fully recover.
You're right in the thick of your busy season, right? You got to make sure all the books are done and ready for taxes. I guess most of that's done, right? For you, Dan?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I had like 14 demos this week. It's just crazy.
What is that? Funny. Yeah, you keep saying that. What is that? What does that look like for you? A demo?
It's an hour long. I spend an hour when I like do a first call with a potential client. Spend about a half hour nerding out on their business and like a half hour teaching and showing them what we do. And so it's a lot of those chats. Most of them were bookkeeping. 2 of them were clients of mine that want a tax service. So digging into that. And we're still also then like working with everybody's tax people as well to make sure everything's buttoned up. And so like we have it all buttoned up usually early as long as we're getting what we need from the client. But then CPA jumps in there and says, what about, and we're like, what? Why are we just hearing about this now? And then scramble.
So you work with their CPAs to get state regulations and
just any weird stuff that we don't know about, like the client never told us about. And then we got to scramble to get this thing to tie out to that thing because of X, Y, and Z. Or there's a lot of times where we'll take on a client and the books are wrong. So we change a bunch of stuff.
I'm sure.
And then the CPA is like, hey, where did this go to? Or why did this move? And we're like, because you did taxes based on a bunch of incorrect data from a shitty old bookkeeper. And so do you want to refile last year's and the year before that? Or should we bury it on Jan 1 of this year? And so there's a lot of just that nonsense.
What's the number one mistake you see? I'm interviewing you now. This is my show.
Shit ending up on the balance sheet that shouldn't have. And so like people hook up their CRM to their QuickBooks and sales get duplicated. And so that's like number one. We see that all the time. So don't hook up your CRM to your QuickBooks. And then just other shit that just gets lost on the balance sheet because people are touching their QuickBooks and they don't know how to categorize stuff. And so you look at their balance sheet, which they never look at. And you're like, oh, you have a bunch of inventory out here, which is actually just tools and equipment that actually should have been expensed for the last 4 years. And you didn't get the tax benefit of it and still hanging out on your balance sheet. And your CPA didn't look at it because they just took what you sent them. And
because they don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. So we spend a lot of time, like when we're doing a lot of cleanup stuff, it's that sort of shit. And this is in a funny way. This always, I know why it happens, but it surprises me that it happens. Maybe not surprises me. It's an annoying anomaly, which is you would think a lot of people would want to like find a bookkeeper in November or December. That would be a good time to like find a new bookkeeper if you were going to switch. But people are busy. Money gets tight. They finish their busy season. They go dormant. And then March hits and they're like, oh, shit, I need to get back on the horse. And they're like, my data for last year is still not done. I have no idea how I did. I need to figure this out. And I mean, like, so February was pretty slow. Talked to a lot of people, but everybody's broke in February because they're like finishing the slow season. So nobody wants to sign up for anything. And then March hits. And it's just freaking nuts.
Did you see a loss in the last year of clients or because of the scare and the economy? And
no, we're growing like freaking crazy. It's like annoying how fast we're growing. Just part of it is we're still new, right? Like this business is really just a year and a half old. And so we're growing as fast as I would want to grow a business, like uncomfortably fast. Like we hired 2 new bookkeepers. We're a year and a half in and I have 18 people on my team. Like the cost of training all those people to my systems and processes. And it takes about 3 months to get somebody like really good up to speed. And probably
all VAs?
No, half my bookkeepers are VAs and my account managers that are like the ones doing the reporting and doing the finance side of it are all in the US and have like business ownership level experience. But there's still a lot to train. There's a lot of shit up in Dan's head that I got to get into other people's heads. And I don't love building systems and processes. Like I like creating, but not building the breadcrumb trail. So it's not my favorite part of growing a business. Like I like the talking to, I don't know if you can imagine this. I like the talking to people and the analysis and the creativity side of it. Not so much the, hey, let's do this 100 times in a row so we can get it dialed in. Like I do it twice and I'm like, all right, on to the next one.
What about DISC? Do you know what your DISC assessment is?
I'm just D and I all the way, man. A lot of D, a lot of I.
So you're an extroverted DI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm an introverted DI.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did a deep dive in that last year and just personality types and what makes us tick. And honestly, it's one of the most intriguing conversations that I love having that conversation. So one of the things we do when we hire a new hire is we make them do a DISC assessment or ask them to do a DISC assessment.
Yeah.
Won't make anybody do anything, but
do the DISC assessment.
You see those deer on the wall? You want to be on my wall? No, but I just love it.
Warren's gonna come and get you, boy. The Warren's gonna come and get you, man.
Yeah, I'm deleting this immediately. Actually, that's one of the things he said. He said, I noticed you deleted, and I was like, son of a.
Oh, that sucks.
Because after I found out they were investigating it, I was like, well, I don't know what I did, but I'm deleting it.
Yeah. And then it makes you look more guilty.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. We talked him into fruition. He's here. He's
What's up, buddy?
You
must have known we were talking about you, Los. Did he just comment that?
Jeremy said they were talking about your event. You doing the summit this year? Joe's all about it. Jeremy says, yes, sir. October. Sign me up.
Yeah, we need to do that. Los, we're talking about fishing with Tag Cabo and hung out with Jeremy a couple weeks ago with these boys out in Minnesota.
Got some stories for you, Los.
That was a lot of fun. But Cabo is a great time, man. And honestly, for the price point, it's pretty incredible trip. So we're definitely going to try and make that happen this year.
Yeah. Got to have a trip every month. That's my goal.
Well, we do a lot of like long weekend type trips. But we haven't traveled like, world traveling in a while. We got three young kids. It's kind of tough, but
my wife has been traveling like every week that I'm not. So we were joking, we're like the damn president and vice president. Like we just can't be in the same place at the same time. If we see each other, it's like a high five and an ass slap, and then we're just switching places. I think our kids probably think we're divorced. Like they're like, "Oh, it's my week with dad. Oh, it's our week with mom," and we're just trading spots, but we're just in the same house.
That's rough, man.
Going in and
out.
That's
rough. I wouldn't be able to survive that.
No, it's been nuts. And then, so we're in Costa Rica next week, and the week after, she's out of town again. So the kids are stuck with me. But, and I think, I don't know if your house was the same way. The kids love mom, but when dad's home with the kids, everybody's having a little more fun. There's always just a little more fun to be had.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm the fun dad. I think I'm the disciplinary in my house, which sucks, but.
Oh, I'm both. I'm on
Yeah.
like one or the other. We're either having fun or you're getting yelled at. One or the other, man.
Yeah, mama lets him get away with anything.
Oh yeah, of course. And doesn't let me get away with anything.
No, of course not. Who do you think you are? Get your ass back to work. You ever notice how much they love you when? No, I'm not going to do that either.
Why not? This sounds fun. I like where this is going.
I swear my wife loves me more when I'm working my butt off. Doesn't matter.
Doing man stuff.
Yeah, making money, working your tail off. I want you to come home tired. That's when she really loves me. If she's watching, she's going to comment because she knows it's true.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
Marty loves when I do like handyman shit, and I'm not even that handy, but I think I might have mentioned this before. Like I took our dryer apart.
Oh yeah, you told me about it. Yeah, it was embarrassing when you did it the first time. You probably shouldn't do it publicly.
Yeah, no, it took me a few tries, but I fixed that damn dryer. And the more times I tried, like the manlier and hotter I was.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, dude.
I'm proud of you. It's pretty big stuff, man.
How many dryers have you taken apart, Trevor?
I gotta be honest, man. I've never taken.
Damn right. Yeah.
Never taken apart a dryer.
When you're like, shit, we can't dry clothes.
I'll call you.
Yeah, and you're like, and then your wife and your kids don't have any clothes to wear. You're like, shit, I should probably get my dryer fixed.
I think my wife and kids have enough clothes to last a year.
That's what I thought too.
Actually, we do have an issue with our washer right now, or it might be the dryer. I don't know. I should know. I don't know.
About to start watching some YouTube videos right when we get off of here.
Yeah. My wife, every once in a while, I hear her just beating the hell out of the washer. And she's like, oh, got it working. And I'm like, okay. Is that how you fixed it?
I think Ashby's more likely to be the one to fix your washer than you are.
She's violent. She's a violent woman.
I know. I saw her with a couple drinks in her at JC and Angela's wedding, and I think she can kick your ass.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
She'll take you down.
Yeah. We've got a few domestic
assaults, and you were the victim.
Oh, yeah. That's a thing. Yeah. Don't laugh. Stop it. It's a thing, dude. This is 2025, and women do beat men.
Get your ass kicked.
You need to straighten up, Dan.
Dustin said, I was at Disney the other day and was thinking about your carousel story when I walked by it. Still laugh about it. Now I'm laughing just reading your comment. So last year we were at Disney, probably about this time. It's sometime in March. And we crushed Disney. We stayed at Grand Floridian, like right next to Magic Kingdom. So we did that for a
cool
day.
Place.
We did Epcot for a day. We did Hollywood Studios. we kind of did Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and then the last day we had to get back to Epcot to do Ratatouille. Then we went back to Hollywood Studios and did Slinky Dog Dash and some other stuff. We did Animal Kingdom for like the majority of the day then, and we got back to Magic Kingdom 8:00. I don't know, just in time to like haul our asses over there to bypass the fireworks because we had already seen them, but everybody else was stuck watching the fireworks. We did like Big Thunder Railroad like 5 times in a row until we were about to puke, and then we had a lightning lane at Seven Dwarves, and then we were gonna put a wrap on it. Like that was gonna be the last thing. But we were walking past this freaking huge carousel. And I mean, we walked past this carousel 6 times in a few days. And it's like an 8 wide. It's a big ass, it's like a trailer park, man. It's like a huge ass carousel. There's 1,000 people on that damn thing. And the kids just kept wanting to go on it. And I was like, girls, it's a freaking carousel. We can go on a carousel anywhere. Like we're at Disney, there's roller coasters, there's all these cool things to do. And you guys want to ride this and then I was like, shut up, Dan. They want to ride the carousel.
Right. I
Let's
get that.
and then I snapped out of like grumpy dad mode, and I was like, "We're doing the carousel." And then I just took it the exact opposite direction. Like we're gonna crush this carousel.
Good man.
So we all get on the carousel, and I'm like, "All right, girls, like who's gonna win?" And they look back at me like, "Oh, we didn't know it was a race." And I was like, "Yeah, of course it's a race. We're on horses. We're going around in a circle. Like it's a damn race." And they're like, okay. And I was like, well, you know how to get your horse to go faster, right? And they look at me like, oh, I didn't know I could get my horse to go faster. And I was like, well, you got to slap it on the ass. And so my 7-year-old Danny starts smacking her horse on the ass, and that gets a couple chuckles. But then Reggie, who's 5, sticks her own butt up in the air and starts slapping herself on the ass, and just going, and she's just going. And I looked at Marty. Marty was sitting next to me or behind me or something, and she had just started filming, and I just had this look on my face like,
we're doing this.
Like, do you know these 2 kids? And she just like she caught like the last ass slap that Reggie gave herself. And of course, like any adult around, like I don't know, you may have noticed this, like I'm louder than everybody else around, not by intent, just like I'm just a loud son of a bitch. And so everybody's paying attention to us because I don't control the volume of my voice. And so every adult within 20 yards is watching my kid slap herself on the ass. And we got like just a glimpse on video. It was hilarity. I will never, of all the things we did at Disney, favorite memory. That'll stick with me forever. I'll never look at carousels the same. If we walk past,
I've got those. And it's strange. You don't, in the moment, you don't realize it, right? This silly little moment we're having is a lifelong memory, but that's how it works. It's usually when you let go, right? You let go with the nonsense and you just
you stop trying to control the situation.
Right.
So next time you and me are together and we walk past the carousel, I just want you to know that we're going. We're doing it, man. And anybody else we're with is gonna be like, you guys, and we'll be like, nope, trust us.
You don't get it.
You're gonna want to do this. We're going
inhibitions to the wind.
We're doing horse racing. You're gonna love it. Amongst all these toddlers and other parents that are looking at us like we're weirdos, you're gonna love it.
So we need to do a Through the Noise podcast soon. You'll be my first guy back. I've been slacking hard on the podcast. Oh, it self-rotates.
No, bro, it's that stale. It's been that long since you've done one. It doesn't even like doesn't stay up anymore.
I've got options here. Look. How about that
cool.
sound?
It's cool that they're upside down.
Yeah, that's all super intentional.
You and I have the same arm. We got a very
Amazon special.
Very similar arm. Yeah. It's good. The spring on mine is kind of going out though. Like the microphone's too heavy. So like slowly throughout the episode, it just keeps falling down here. And I got to talk down.
Sometimes I sit in this chair and I've got one here, and then the couch out front has 2 on both sides. And in my head, I was like, this is going to be a studio. It's going to be so cool. Everybody's going to want to be on my podcast. And like on the 8th podcast, I was like, man, this sucks. This is a lot of work. I had no idea how much work went into this.
I got to find more people to talk to, especially for an introvert. At least I just like BS. Yeah.
No, dude, seriously. That's very true. Because I don't want to go out of my way and like, because I don't do anything half-ass, right? So if I invite somebody, I'm going to do a lot of research on that person, and we're going to do like a very intentional. It's never just a joke, fun conversation like this.
My bad. Sorry about that.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
I do. There is one thing I always go all out on, though. But yeah, we're going all out.
You're not going all out. You're playing. I've seen you go all out, and that's not that.
Yeah. Good point. Where's the tequila and juice, Dan?
Yeah, I'm looking at a few empty White Claw cans here, and I think I got
going all out.
I think I got you beat. Man, for the longest time, I know I told you this in Minnesota. For the longest time, I thought you were in an actual studio, and that was like a full produced bar behind you. And I was like, man, that is so cool. I just gave that away. I should have given that away.
I pour the beer I do it all the time. I'm always like, let me just grab something back here.
Yeah, can you make me a vodka soda Tito's, please?
I pour this beer the same every week. Looks the exact same.
I fully.
And there's just a floating QR code.
No,
coming down.
I thought it was superimposed on the screen. I don't know.
It is superimposed on the screen along with everything else. It's all back there.
This too. I'm actually in my bathroom.
I was just talking. We had a meeting back in my Blue Skies days. We had a meeting with like one of our clients' CPA firms, but they were like in India, and we will never know for sure. And I'm kind of glad I don't, because it's more fun to talk about if we don't know. There was a guy on that meeting that was sitting on his toilet. There's no doubt about it. Camera on. He was in his bathroom. And I don't know if he was just sitting on his toilet, like using it as a chair, or if he was taking a dump.
Oh,
but there was no doubt about
bloop,
it.
Bloop.
There were no noises. We didn't hear anything, but he was definitely sitting in his bathroom.
That's
weird.
So funny.
Who knows? Who knows? We don't.
These are uniquely cold water filtered. I don't know what that means, but they're cold. Oh, cold wave filtered.
I don't know.
Is your beer cold wave filtered, sir? I don't think so.
No, mine was just cold water filtered. Now that you mention it,
I'm gonna get a White Claw tattoo.
Are your mountains blue?
That's a personal question.
Mine has a filtered package. You can take that any way you want to.
I'm not going to. I'm just gonna move on from it.
I read it wrong anyway, but I like the way I read it better than what it says. So you just pretend like that's what it says. Yeah.
Jeremy already sent me the Zelle QR code.
Yeah. Get on in there. That's a good one.
Ooh, that one I'm gonna have to discuss with the wife.
But it's all in. That's all in. That's food, that's lodging, that's fishing.
So you're doing this one?
I'm there. I already paid.
Oh. Did not know that.
Yeah, man. That makes it so you're like, yeah, maybe not, man.
Yeah, Jeremy, what the heck, dude? What took you so long to get me this information? Dan's already in, and you're just getting. You know what, Jeremy?
Well, I was there last year, so we had to start with hey, do you want to come back? That was where it started.
What'd y'all catch?
Dude, I told you, man. I slayed the butts. I did. Like, it was actually funny.
I know you said that, but you caught more than that, right?
Yeah, we'd go out for yellowtail in the morning. We caught some super nice yellowtail. They're basically like an amberjack without worms. They make awesome ceviche and sashimi out of them. So like every time you come in for dinner, they have them like cut up and served to you, and you have more than you can bring back. Like
a yellowtail snapper?
No, it's a yellowtail, like an amberjack. They're 20 to 50 pounds, and you're casting for them.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, they're not a snapper. They're a big ass amberjack. Or they're an amberjack type of fish.
They're in the jack family.
They're in the jack family. They're super tasty. They don't fry up well. Tried frying them. They don't fry up well. They're real firm. But they'd be good on the grill. Good blackened, I suppose. We caught some calico bass. There's like a white bass or something there that is like highly regarded.
In the ocean?
Like sea bass.
Oh, so you're bottom fishing too. Gotcha.
Yeah, you're doing a little bit of everything. Halibut, you're like for sure bottom fishing, right? You're like laying that thing square on the bottom, and you're just hoping you drift over them. And then you're free lining it and trying to feel for them. And I was just sprawled out in the front of the boat drinking my Tecate lights, and just I probably went through 20 beers a day sitting up there, just slugging shitty light beers with my best damn bookkeeping koozie and feeling for butts and slaying the butts.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, I'm looking at yellowtail. They're very similar to an amberjack.
Big time.
They're
Big
prettier,
time.
but
yeah, they're super fun to catch.
yeah, I bet.
So you're just down there doing that.
What about when you're trolling? Did you do any trolling?
We did, because you would have bait fish like blowing up. I mean, like you've never seen. I mean, just football fields worth of bait fish blowing up.
Oh my god!
And sometimes you couldn't get them to hit your. They have like yo-yos or surface irons. They have different like names for other shit. And sometimes they just didn't want it. And so then you troll through them with big crankbaits. And that was how Joe and I doubled up. Joe and I twice called the double up. Like
double up
two different
what?
times.
Tuna?
We'd run 2 lines. You'd run 2 lines and we go through a pod and we're like, double up coming. And boop, boop, 2 yellowtail. We did it twice.
Oh, okay. You catch yellowtail trolling too.
Yep. Just big cranks. One of them, I don't know.
But no pelagic fish, no big fish like marlin or tuna.
No, you're not out very far. You're in a couple 100 feet of water, maybe, in a little panga boat.
Oh, that's cool.
There's no deep sea. You're just out there, just in this little boat, just slamming them.
So Cabo, we go. We're trolling. We're trolling for striped marlin and mahi.
Cabo, you're deep sea fishing. This isn't deep sea. This is like
it's deep sea, but you're like 1.5 miles to 2 miles off the shore.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. I mean, you're literally catching marlin, and you just left the marina 10 minutes ago. That's crazy. Yeah, the East Coast, it's 2 hours minimum before you get to where you're going to fish, 60 plus miles offshore. But it threw me off because I didn't know. We just all loaded in the boat. We didn't know what we were doing.
Okay, we're here. What?
There was a bunch of us. It was Brandon Vaughn and Carlos in my boat, or I guess I was in Carlos's boat, but
naturally.
Yeah. And we're literally, I mean, we get in the boat and 10 minutes later, I thought for sure we were just settling in. I'm like ready to take a nap because that's what you do here. You settle in, get comfortable, take a nap, wake up when you get there. But no, we were like 10 minutes in. Immediately, the guys are in the crew and the mates are in the back of the boat rigging lines.
I bet the whole way out they're like, shit, we got to go. We're already,
yeah. They're already fishing, right? They're already getting ready. And I was like, dude, I had no idea that's that.
Man, how many lines are these guys getting ready? They're starting now.
Yeah. And it was incredible. I know you've seen the famous backdrop with the rock that has the arch in Cabo, if you've ever been to Cabo, but
I haven't. I bet I'm sure I have. I just didn't like register as a thing. Besides, that's a cool looking place.
Yeah, we're fishing like right there. I don't know how deep it was, but
that's crazy. When we go fishing Lake Michigan for salmon and stuff like that, even there it's like an hour to get out to the spot. And wow. There's obviously different spots to dock, but where we go out, you got a channel to get through, and then there's like a canal that takes 10 minutes, and then you're probably motoring out 5 to 10 miles at least to get to where it drops off. Darlene's in the house. Darlene says, stumbled across this one. Now, isn't it past your bedtime, Darlene? What are you doing? What are you still doing up? Good to hear from you. I'll see you in a month. See Darlene in a month. CBF Live.
CBF. That sounds familiar.
Cleaning Business Fundamentals for the maid service space.
Oh, yeah. I've seen her before. I know who this is.
Yeah, man. What did we miss? We're 2 hours in. This is just like the Joe Rogan podcast of not business stuff. What did we miss? Anything?
I'm not gonna lie. I never watched Joe Rogan's podcast. I only watch the highlights. Does that make me a bad person?
No, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I want to listen to it, but I just don't. I don't listen to podcasts on Spotify very often, and so I end up like.
So this is two podcasters that don't listen to podcasts.
I listen to Meat Eater like religiously.
Do you?
Partially, yeah. That's probably the only one I really listen to. Like I'll catch every episode, but I also think they all do a good job of hosting, and so I listen to it as much. I like hunting and conservation stuff, but I also just am constantly getting tidbits on like how to host a podcast and make it not suck.
Yeah.
Clearly
Yeah,
haven't figured much out, but someday.
Well, if you remember, you're the first person I reached out to when I decided I was going to do the podcast.
I was the first person. You have terrible judgment, dude.
Well, you were the guy I knew. I mean, it's not your fault you have a horrible podcast. It's
I mean, yeah, it is my fault. It's actually
it's Jai's fault.
Yeah, it's Jai's fault. No, Jai's the only reason I have a podcast, or it wouldn't even exist. Because
no, you know what's fun about your podcast? It's like there's no direction. It's just kind of winging it. I mean, no other podcast do we go 2 hours in without going, okay, is this over yet? You know what I mean? So I've had a blast, dude. I've had a blast. It's just like hanging out with a buddy. It's been fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
When I created it, the goal was we need to exactly replicate the conversation we'd have at a bar. And that goes as long as it goes, usually until somebody's like, I gotta go to bed or I gotta pee. And that's usually the end of this podcast is like, okay, I gotta pee, man. Let's close her down.
All right, you want to make this podcast a little more interesting?
Oh, how many cans you got over there? Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's
I come prepared, son.
Oh man, that makes way more sense actually, knowing you, and that's a good idea. Now I'm like,
now you're like, I know why you kept getting so close to the camera.
Yeah, no, I'm like, why don't I have a bucket under my desk?
You're a
God, I'm a
rookie.
freaking
It's okay.
amateur. Such an amateur. Darlene says, yeah, I should be in bed, but I'm glad I'm here. I like you way more than Joe Rogan. Oh, Darlene, you don't need to lie to me. I'm full of shit. You can't shit a shitter. You can't shit a shitter. Bush lights for all.
Boosh.
I had these Coors lights left in my fridge, probably from when we were ice fishing. Got some Coors lights left. Not that many of them anymore. I'll tell you that. They just disappear. So what's not you got to like get a guy for to replace your guy here, or what's your next move?
No,
what do you do once you get up in the morning? What's your next move? What are you doing besides booking Cedros Island?
I'm washing houses tomorrow.
Get your ass out there, boy.
When you start a business and you tell yourself that you're only going to structure it a certain way, and your role is only going to be this, and you're not going to do these other, peon type. No, that's just not the truth, man. You got to be honest with yourself and understand that when things start to go wrong, they start to fall apart. The buck stops with you. You're the one that ends up doing the work sometimes, and that's just the way it goes. So I'm washing for a while, and that's just the way. I mean, what are you going to do? Tell people no? Like, we're not, until I can find somebody and train them to.
Yeah. As a finance nerd, let me also reassure you that when you're out washing, that's also when you make the most amount of money to go on hunting trips.
No question.
Now you get a paycheck and profit.
It's shocking, actually, when you do the numbers and find out the difference in profitability when you're in the field and when you're not. It's shocking. So those of you that are watching that are in the pressure washing industry, I've been doing this for 23 years. If you think that your quickest way to profit is to get off the gun, that is a lie. That is not true. You definitely want to do that if you scale, but
here, let me show a graph. I'm going to show a graph, and I presented this. This was for landscape lighting, but this is true in any industry. I'm just going to show the graph here.
If you pull that up within the next 3 seconds, I'm insanely impressed by that. 1,
boom,
2, 3.
Oh, I hit share on it.
It's a delay. That's Jai's fault too.
Yeah. So it's what I call the purgatories of scaling, which is, and this is specific. This is specific to lighting, which is like when you're doing 200,000 in revenue and you're the producer, you probably make $90,000. Then you go to 300,000 in revenue and you hire people and you're trying to train them and you're spending money on marketing and you hired admin help. And then you're like down to 30, or nothing. I've seen people go negative here for sure. So this is like average case. You get up to 500,000 and you're like, I made it and I'm back and I'm doing 2.5 times as much revenue and I'm making about the same as I was. And then you start pushing again and you actually go backwards again because you got to like train another staff. But like you got to 2.5x your business from like you and a helper and how much money you can make when you're in the field. It's not, you can't just double your business. You won't make any more money still.
So
you
accurate.
Like 2.5
so accurate.
to 3x. And it tends to be about here when you 4x the business that then you actually hit a sweet spot where you're like making twice as much money. But
and
like,
then you start all over again, right?
Oh, well, yeah, there's this next graph where you go
Exactly.
back, but like you go backwards less because you've got some help. And this is lighting, and lighting is actually better than most industries. Like pressure washing or maid service or whatever is a little bit worse than this. But like, I think actually the frustrating part is when you start out, it's like you think you're a failure because you're like, why am I working so hard and I'm making way less money, and we're doing more and I'm making way less money. And so it's partially like I just didn't know it was going to happen. So that's frustrating.
Right.
And then when it happens a second time, it's like, what the hell? I thought I got through this, right? It's like I thought I figured out the pain and suffering.
That's so accurate, man.
Darlene wanted to know, am I the only one here? And Darlene, rest assured, Trevor and I are here too.
Yeah, there's 3 of us. It's a party. So here's my question.
Hit it.
Where in that graph do the gurus and coach and mentors start to show up?
All along. They're sprinkled in.
Okay, when do they go away? Because there's a definite end. I'd say right around the 350 mark. Yeah, right around the 350, 400 mark. They lose their ass again. And they're like, wait a minute, I don't know what I'm talking about. I should probably stop coaching people. Or they don't. They sell their business and
for a huge profit.
Huge profit and start full-time YouTube and coaching.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at, by the way. So if you want to be coached by Trevor Steele,
yeah, sign up right here.
I just sold my business today.
If you want to hunt and fish as much as you want, smash that like button. Darlene says nothing wrong is in regards to getting back in the field. Nothing wrong with that. If you have to step in, shows you care about your biz. Ain't that the truth?
Or you care about your bills.
You might care about your wife might make you care about your bills.
Right, exactly.
Cole says 100% we're pushing through a purgatory.
Get it, Cole. Get it, Cole.
Next level, next devil. If it rhymes, it works all the times. That's what I'm saying.
That's the truth, man. You have to understand as a business owner that you're going to hit these walls. That's just part of it, and it's a mindset of whether you're going to let it beat you or not. So I made a decision about a year ago that I was going to, because I was scared about the economy. I didn't know what real estate was going to do. And maybe it was over a year ago. I decided I'm cutting all unnecessary expenses. We're going to become
besides
as lean.
Hunting and fishing. Besides hunting
I'm talking about business expenses.
Yeah. You did say unnecessary, so it was implied that hunting and fishing was still good, but
super necessary is how I feed my family.
Yeah.
If I had to feed my family with what I hunted and killed, I'd go broke because I spend way too much money on that.
Yeah, hunting and fishing is very expensive.
But I made the decision about a year and a half ago that I was going to cut as many expenses as possible, become lean, focus on profit, get back in the field, back to the basics, and survive this economy in case I was right about the impending doom that was coming. And I don't know if I was right, but definitely
been slow for a lot of folks.
Yeah, a lot of people. And real estate was not, we went from great numbers to not great numbers very
real
quickly.
Estate is the ultimate,
So you can see it coming. I see it coming before most people because of that reason. It's like when the phone stops ringing in real estate, you better pay attention, right? Because you don't know what's coming next. So that's what we did. We buckled down. That's when we got rid of the VA. My wife took over answering the phone. She's better at it anyway. She's really good at it.
Does she answer the phone like, what the fuck you want?
What do you want? I'm from Minnesota. What do you want? No,
I'm from Australia, eh? We're here ice fishing in Minnesota.
But that's it. Cole was talking about busting through that purgatory. You have to be committed to that. And this is the advantage of having a bookkeeper or a CFO is knowing that they're going to let you know, like, okay, dude, you're about to hit the $450,000-$500,000 mark. Just know what's coming. You're going to have to invest in a new tech. You're going to have to invest in a new admin, and that's going to hurt you. And if you're not prepared and you don't cut expenses now, then it could hurt you and permanently take you out. So I highly recommend.
Darlene and I actually had this chat, like, was it last week or the week before, Darlene? She said, I'm her de facto coach. I'm the de facto. But that was exactly what we were talking about. We went like over her numbers and talking strategy and stuff for like an hour, just jamming on it. But where is it at? Where's it going? Like, what are the priorities now?
Yeah.
And she's in alignment. Huge expense, worth it if you do it right. And don't get your shit confiscated or stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. The worst part about that is I already paid for the taxidermy.
Yeah, right. It's like, hey, does that mean like my next mount's free? Like a gift card?
He called me today, actually, like, hey, just so you know, he did come by the shop and pick up your deer today. I'm like, oh, cool. It's awesome.
Great.
Biggest deer to date. Cool. Appreciate it.
You should reach out to that dude. I forget which podcast it was on. I think it was Meat Eater. Maybe it was Working Class Bow Hunter. But they did a whole segment on the dude that got like totally hosed by the deer, and it was exactly this case. It was an out of state thing, and they were like out to get the out of staters.
Yep, for sure.
And they like turned it all back over to him. Like all the money was back, all the mounts,
that won't happen. I did make mistakes. It is what it is. So I'm not winning that one, but I get it. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do there, pal?
It is that's a frustrating one.
It is.
It sucks like when you play the principles, but the nuanced rules that don't make any sense bite you, even though you're like doing the right shit.
Yeah. You know what the worst part is it's all private property. Family owned property.
Yeah.
I'll let you read between the lines, right? But still tried to do everything right, and that's what ended up getting me.
Yeah, it sends the wrong message.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
Darlene says, "Wait, can I pay you in hides, Dan? I'm from the UP. I've got connections."
What's the UP?
Oh, hey, Darlene, we're talking to a Southern boy around here. You don't even know what the UP is up in there. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan, like greater Wisconsin.
Upper Peninsula, is that like a Charleston, South Carolina thing? I don't guess what I'm doing right now.
There's a part of Michigan that should belong to Wisconsin, as it's mostly Packer fans. And I think that's actually how they should dictate who it belongs to and where the tax money goes. Like everybody in the Upper Peninsula. Trevor, do you need me to show you a map?
Yeah, because I still don't know where Minnesota is. And I've been there.
Well, we're not talking about Minnesota. We're talking about Michigan.
It's the same. All the same.
Yeah, let me get you on some Google Maps here. So the Upper Peninsula is...
You want to know what I know about Michigan?
What do you know about Michigan?
It's got people like Zig that live there, and it's,
Yeah, but he's around Detroit. That's different.
Yeah, he's a city boy. How does that even work out?
I don't know. Why can't I find maps? Here's maps.
I hope Dan watches this whole thing. I mean, Scott, sorry. You are Dan.
I promise you I won't watch this whole thing because
it won't happen. I won't watch any of it, actually.
All right. So, like, here's Minneapolis, where you were. We went fishing right up here. This is where we went. You see that? Leech Lake Reservation. We were right off we were like right in here.
Okay.
Somewhere on here.
So for you game wardens, yes, I did buy a license. You don't need to bother looking it up.
Check the socials. Check the socials.
Freaking jerks.
So like I'm living right up in here. I'm from right up in here. All this up here. You see this dotted line?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the line.
This is all Michigan. Like this all belongs to this mitten over here. All
Upper
this
Peninsula.
is this, but it really should be Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Darlene says the UP is the best part. I agree. It is the best part of Wisconsin.
Is that like that's country, right? That's wide open spaces and farmland.
No, it's
No.
dense forest. There ain't no farmland up there. There's the Northwoods of Wisconsin. You can actually like see it here.
Mhm.
Like once you get above this, there's two things that are true. Once you get above Highway 29 in Wisconsin, you hit the Northwoods, and it's like farmland. You can kind of actually see it all the way up into Minnesota.
So
Everything south of
where do
there
you
is-
go camping? What'd you call it?
What did I call?
You plan a trip every year. I can't remember what you call
Oh,
it.
Boundary Waters.
Yeah, where's that?
Look at all these lakes, dude.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That
So,
looks like a ribeye.
right? That's the best way I put it. So you go through, you like jump from lake to lake to lake, and you portage and go.
Oh, that's
through.
why they call it Boundary Waters. Boundaries,
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, I mean
Boundaries,
it's
Canada?
like on the border.
What's wrong with me? Borders, Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't do that this year. They'll kill you.
I'm going, man. Well, we
No,
don't really
there's-
go into Canada.
You could be Canadian though, so you're probably fine.
Yeah, I could probably talk like that if I had to. But yeah, so I mean, like this is where we go. We go up in here and you canoe and fish and canoe and fish and canoe and fish and
You
drink.
go
too
to the
much.
same place every year, or you just kind of
No,
move
we go to a
around?
different place every year. This year, we're
That's
actually going
crazy.
back to one that we did because it didn't go well, and we're like revenge trip on this lake. The water we went early in the year. The water was high. We got freaking tipped out of the canoe in like 40-degree water. We got split up as a group. We spent a night like just marooned both canoes.
Mhm.
So we're like, and the fishing wasn't great. We made it. We lived. It's just adversity. So yeah, that's Boundary Waters up there. It's crazy. You can see it right there because the way it says that it's Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness.
Because the way
That's what
that it is.
Because
Mhm.
of the way that is. But yeah, Michigan owns all this weird stuff up here that should clearly be part of Wisconsin. And they're way more like Wisconsinites than they are like Michiganders. And mostly they cheer for the Packers. So I don't know why Michigan gets their tax money, but
The who?
Michigan gets their tax money.
You said packing?
Packers to go
Never heard of
Packers.
it.
Cheers. You gotta go pack.
Never
Go
heard of
Pack.
it.
But Wisconsin people love this part of Michigan and then dislike this part of Michigan. Mostly dislike this part of Michigan, like where Zig is from.
Yeah, which
You know.
I get. If that's what you can expect.
Yeah. That's what you get. Brad Smith in the house. Our boy
What?
Brad Smith.
What's
right
up,
from
B-Rad?
Right from Walker, Minnesota himself.
B-Rad. Here's a question for you.
What you got?
Because I was just scrolling on my Facebook and I realized
Your
everybody's commenting on mine and yours. Are they connected now? Is that how Facebook's doing that?
No. So on StreamYard, it's pulling my Facebook, the Best Damn Bookkeeping page Facebook, my YouTube, your Facebook, your YouTube.
All
So
comments
anybody-
end up.
Yep, on the feed that you and I are looking at on this screen.
No,
It's the
I'm
beauty of
looking at the
StreamYard.
Facebook page though. I mean, I guess they're
You'll
commenting
see
on mine.
all of them. You'll see all of them. Like, are you seeing Darlene's comments on your page too?
That's a good point. No, Darlene.
Yeah. So like StreamYard will aggregate all the different places because like if somebody comments on YouTube, you won't see it on Facebook, but you'll see it in the stream here. What's annoying is if I post a comment here on StreamYard, I don't get to dictate where it goes. It just goes to YouTube. It's weird.
Got
Won't
it.
go to Facebook.
They
So you can't-
they should just be able to disperse on all accounts.
Yeah,
right?
why wouldn't it go everywhere? Why wouldn't you just go everywhere?
Yeah, because
StreamYard, work on it. Get to work.
how many
do
comments
some-
do you have, sir?
I don't know. It looked like all the people that we mutually know were watching on yours. So that's disappointing.
Are you okay?
That's
Are
disappointing.
you okay?
Hold on.
I'm shocked, honestly. I thought for sure they were all coming from you.
I got 41 comments. I bet you have a lot more than that because of those dudes.
Yeah.
What do you got? You got 70 comments.
Yeah.
Darlene, light it up. Hey, Darlene and Brad, we're counting on you guys.
We need 30 comments on Dan's Facebook page right now.
Hey, just wanted to let you know twice as many people are watching on mine right now than are watching on yours. So
yeah, but it's about the engagement, remember? Not the
Okay.
I think more they were trying to make fun of me the whole time if you go through it.
Yeah, I think so. Darlene said, "Am I being annoying? I'm okay. Are you okay?"
I'm okay.
I'm all right. I'm fine. I'm here.
Better than okay.
Yeah, man. Well, not this year. You said you can't do Boundary Waters this year, right? You got first week of June. You got shit going.
Yeah, first week of June is my birthday and my anniversary. So
well,
that's I already went to Minnesota for Valentine's Day. I don't think I can.
Sounds like you should celebrate your birthday and your anniversary a week earlier. I don't know. That's what Memorial Weekend's for.
Man, I've traveled too much, man. I've got to start saying no to more things. I know you can relate to that.
We started there, or we went there. I don't know if we started there. At some point, we did talk about that, though.
Yeah, just gotta.
That's the hard part about like building friendships in the outdoors inside the industry is everybody's doing cool shit, and you're like, I want to do it all. That sounds awesome.
But honestly, that the thing is, I have tons of friends that love to hunt and fish locally here.
Yeah,
but they don't travel. They're not.
Locals way easier. Locals like I'm gonna dip out for a day.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I want to go to Colorado for a week. I want somebody that, and so it's funny that I found it in an industry group like this, because otherwise I'd be doing that by myself.
Yeah,
which is fine
you would
too.
Probably like because you're a weird introverted dude.
Yeah, I would like it for about 2 days, and then after that I'd be like, okay, this is pretty. I'm pretty lonely.
I was gonna say, how would you do on a show like Alone or something like that, where you're just out like living by yourself for an extended period of time?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't make it a week.
You don't think you'd make it a week?
No, I have the skill set for sure. I have the skill set to make it. No, I'm far too needy for that. I need my wife to touch me 100 times a day to feel alive. I'm not even kidding. Like, sometimes we'll be watching a movie. I'm like, what are you doing? I look at her. What are you doing? And she's like, oh, sorry. And she'll like touch my shoulder or something. I'm far too needy to be living in the woods by myself.
Sorry, man. I didn't know you were that needy. I'll give you a hug next time I see you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll just always just have my hand on your shoulder.
Just like a little neck rub, goes a long way.
I'll just give you a squeeze on the shoulder, just let you know I'm here. I got you, bud.
Like, just tap my knee a couple times. Let me know.
I'm not touching your legs, you weirdo.
Oh, well, hey,
it's weird. It's weird.
It's only weird if you make it weird.
I don't know how I would do on a show like that because I'm so extroverted. But that's like, it's kind of one of those things you just don't know unless you would do it. You just don't know. I don't have an interest in doing it.
Before kids, I got married so young. I don't know. I think it's there, but you know what I mean? But like, I want to be home with my kids.
Yeah,
I told you.
She was listening the whole time. I think she probably heard what you were saying earlier, but just didn't comment just to see if you'd talk some more shit.
It's true.
It's
I'll be the first. I'll be the first to admit it. It's true. Yeah. I got a lot of needs.
Super high maintenance.
But I think.
But you're good at solving problems, like putting a 5-gallon bucket under your desk. You get like great at solving problems.
I didn't do that. I did do that.
Yeah, it's a good sized bucket.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Solving problems, dude.
I am a problem solver. That's something that's always come natural to me. It's one of the only things I am good at, actually.
Yeah. Like, why haven't you fixed your washing machine then?
No, I don't have to. My wife just gives it a good
bam,
and it's back to good.
She's on it. She's
Has
on.
my wife been listening the whole time? Ashby, if you've been listening the whole time, give me a thumbs up. I'm kind of worried, actually.
Now I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, what did I say?
Nope, I had it on mute while I was watching TV. I just chimed in.
She responded immediately, though.
Yeah. I wonder what was on TV that was better than this. This is freaking
Just
prime
give
time,
it a
right?
tap. What does that mean? Just
Little Happy Gilmore. Tap,
Just
tap.
tap it in, tap it in.
Yeah.
Soon there's going to be a Happy Gilmore too.
I'm just like, I just don't know. Who knows?
I don't know, dude. They're bringing back Shooter McGavin. I mean,
Oh, I did see some commercials with him, but he's on Unreal, like the clothing brand. So my wife works or worked with a gal at 3M whose husband is like on the leadership team at Unreal, but was like there when they first started. And then all of a sudden they started signing like sports franchises to their clothing line and stuff.
mhm.
So he's like, she was explaining like they're friends. They go on like walks and eat lunch together. And she's like, yeah, Sarah's husband is gone. Like had to fly down to meet the Bears this week. I'm just like, what a cool gig. Yeah, I'm just flying out to talk to I'm just gonna go sit in the booth for the game this week and talk about sweet clothes with these guys. Like,
the best is the memes that you see on social media about Shooter McGavin. They say the greatest golfer of all times and Tiger Woods. They're standing together, right? The greatest golfer of all time and Tiger Woods.
Shooter
McGavin.
Oh, I know why. Now I get it. Ashby was watching a murder mystery. That's how we got outdid.
She's got problems, dude. She's got problems. My wife, if listen, Dan, this is a serious moment. Listeners, Dan, Facebookers, YouTubers, everybody listen. This is serious. If I die unexpectedly, you need to do some research. You need to look into that one. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
She's got a bone to pick.
She watches a lot of murder mysteries. She watches a lot of how to kill a person videos and
the right way to kill a person.
Yo, seriously, there's like shows called what is it?
If I were gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. OJ Simpson stuff. Yeah. Well, I guess she's got us on mute now.
It's a good. Oh no, she chimed in. She was just saying how she's gonna do it. I will have put his body in the acid at the shop. I would be fine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's already been done. She's got it figured out.
I gotta change the locks.
Nah, you're too needy.
It's true.
That's true. That's what it is.
It's all part of her plan. I'm needy because of her.
Yeah, it's just she's playing the long game on you. She's just outlasting you, playing the long game.
What happened to your friend? We ran her off.
Oh, she's hanging. I think it's nice. All of what just been said.
I love it.
Can't lock me out. That's true. You wouldn't be able to lock her out because you'd lock her out, and then like 3 minutes later, you'd be like, "Oh shit, sorry, baby. Can you?
I need you."
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna see this video later and be like, "How many White Claws did I drink?
How many White Claws have you drank? What do you got over there? They're nice and skinny, so you can fit a bunch of them in your hand." What's happening?
What did you say?
It's like Zig talking about his fish picture where he's like, now it looks bigger because of my small hands. And I was like, sure, it looks bigger.
Damn, Zig. Poor kid. He's gonna watch this.
Poor
later.
Kid. He's older than both of us.
How old is he?
He's in his 40s.
He's still a kid.
Yeah.
Some people, no matter how old they get, they're still a kid. He's one of those.
Yeah. I hope I'm that way. I think I'll be that way.
No, I think it's more of an insult than
I'll take that.
I'm just kidding.
No, I want to choose my insults.
Zig, if you're watching this, dude, I love you, kid. I'm just kidding.
I love you, kid. Hang in there, sport.
Hang in there, sport. You're doing fine.
You're doing fine, sport. So you never did answer how many White Claws you had.
I'm not going to do that.
You just kept rattling them around over there.
I'm not going to do that.
All right. So be it. Let's wrap this thing up because I don't have a bucket under my desk and now I gotta pee because I just came ill prepared. I'm a tall glass of wine and a couple beers in. You got let me do this. We had a box of wine, like it's box wine in the Platta household. We're thrifty.
Dang right.
I'm gonna throw this one at you. This is the closer. This is the home service happy hour closer. And this is a weird one for you because you do so much shit. I got to like think about how I frame it so you can't do the same shit you already do. Let's say I'll kind of do it the way I did last night. Home service industry doesn't exist. It's just not a thing. It's not a thing you can do. And so like I'm going to say real estate and home services are out. And creating fishing devices. That doesn't exist either. Anything that you're affiliated with now doesn't exist. But you got to go do something tomorrow to like make a few bucks and have some fun. What would you go do tomorrow?
That's tough, man. Putting me on the spot.
Yeah, I kind of ruled a lot of things out on you too.
You cut out a lot. I think
only because I know you well enough to know what to rule out. Sometimes I don't know who my guest is, so that I like leave too many doors open.
I think it would be consultations and I hate to use the word coaching because it's overdone, but I think I have a lot to offer just from the pain and suffering and the hell I've gone through to try and survive in the world of entrepreneurship. I think I would, well, I don't know, because none of that would matter in that situation. But
I mean, small business still exists.
Yeah, I don't know if I have much to offer in the world of small business. I'm certainly not. You're not going to.
That doesn't stop you from being a coach.
What does
that have to do with anything?
That's the truth. Man, what would I do?
You could start.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this way.
Ashby is look at her response. She's so pumped about box wine. She said, "Box wine! Oh my god!" Like just totally fanboying on fangirling. Would it be fangirling? Is that a thing, or is it just fanboying? Whether you're a boy or a girl.
I'll put it this way. I when I was 17 years old, I went to sea school to get my captain's license, and my goal was to be a fishing guide, and obviously a passion of mine, right? So I think that maybe something in the outdoors world where I would just, I don't know, sling bait for a living. I have no idea, man. I wish I had a better answer for you.
I know what you would do. Let me just answer this one for you. Holly's checking in. What's up, Holly? She said a tall. I think she
glad of wine.
A tall glass of wine, but I think she was saying tall glass of wine. Question mark. Just to be clear, like when I first sat down, this was full of some Pinot Noir. It was just what I had.
That's a full bottle right there.
That's why you buy the box, because bottles don't last long enough. What are you gonna do with a bottle of wine? You're gonna like finish it and be like, well, now what? And then you're gonna have to grab a Coors Light.
I started a nice little castle over here.
The Texas pour. I like that.
Because
I think every glass of wine I have is a Texas pour. Oh, there you go. just pounding the claws, man. I'm so proud of you or something.
Sorry, Mom.
I don't know, Ashby. Why are you hating on me? Oh no, of course it was this, but that was you being a bitch. Well, then I was just being a bitch back at you. So
yeah, take that.
Bring it. Like, why would you buy a bottle of wine when you can buy a thing that has 4 of them in it?
Dude, that's a myth. The box wine not being quality thing.
It's the same wine. It's
the same
literally
stuff,
packaging. And actually, I would argue like
less oxygen exposure.
Yeah, it keeps wine for longer. It's like a no-brainer. It's just people trying to be like, look, bougie. I don't know if you realize this.
Bougie bitches.
Yeah, it's just people trying to be bougie. And I gave up on my image a long time ago. That ship has sailed. I'm just doing my thing. Holly says the Boda box. I'm a black box. I like the black box. I had a black box, a Malbec, a black box Malbec.
Oh yeah.
Oh girl.
I hear you.
Oh girl. Yeah.
I hear you.
What the hell were we talking about? How did we get going on?
I don't know. You asked me what I would do if I had to change things.
Oh yeah,
up.
Oh, and then I was gonna tell you what I can picture this right now.
Yeah, there you
Ashby, tell me like when you're feeling it and you're like, Trevor, I'm like getting all hot and bothered by it. This is what's going on in Ashby's mind. You're out throwing bait nets. You're throwing the net where they, and you know what I mean? When they're catching bait, they throw that net, and there's just a full ass net of bait. Oh, dog, here it comes. Freaking minnows going everywhere. And Ashby's like, oh, Trevor, that's so hot. I got this. I'm gonna this whole box of wine, baby. Yeah, that's you, man. You're just throwing that bait net, man.
I literally have
You're like
YouTube
the
videos
best
of
bait
that.
net thrower, dude. I'm serious.
That's a skill set. Listen, that's not easy.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's like fly fishing. When I fly fish, all that shit lands right at my feet.
You know,
The whole kit and caboodle's right at my feet.
no, we're too live for me to say what I was thinking.
Way to constrain yourself.
That's like the 5th time tonight I've done that. That's pretty good.
You're doing super good.
You need to get a bucket.
I do need to get a bucket. That's impressive. You got like a hose down there too, or what kind of apparatus you got?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Carry on with the show.
What?
I was actually looking forward to this with Cedros because we got to go get like the sabiki rigs out and catch the bait. And that was my job last year, was when we were down there and we're going for butts. Platta's got to go. And it's like you would do it right away in the morning. When you went for yellowtails, you didn't use too many of the mackerels or whatever we were getting. You would save a lot of them for when you're drifting for butts. But I was the man on the sabiki rig. You just get the touch. But it would have been sweet to have the net, and then you'll be there this year, so you'll be. I'll get Ashby. I'll get some good footage.
That's more trouble than it's worth, man. Chasing down the bait fish with a sabiki. I mean, you're better off with a sabiki. 3 or 4 guys with a sabiki rig, you're gonna put 50 plus.
We only had one in the boat, so all the pressure was on.
That's a problem.
But it was fun when you bring up a 4-bagger. It felt like you were fighting a damn yellowtail if you bring up a 4-bagger, like some good sized little mackerels on there.
Have you seen the sabiki rods? I got a funny story about this actually.
I don't know
the sabiki rods. They're
fish
hollow.
tools. Hashtag fish tools.
No, I don't. I wish we came up with this. Damn, it's a good idea. So the rod is hollow. So when you're reeling in the sabiki, the little hooks that catch everything.
Oh my God, they catch everything.
Oh yeah, they'll ruin your life if you're not careful. But they go into the rod where they're protected, and while you're reeling in the fish, you just hold the rod over the bait bucket,
or it just strips them off,
and they pop off.
Boop, boop,
and then
boop,
you just boop. you reel it all the way up to the weight, and there's nothing exposed except the weight, and you put it away. It's a great invention.
Why we need to buy one of these when we go to Cedros just for that reason? Because otherwise, they're sitting there, they got this little hook thing that they're taking them off with, and then I'm standing there trying to hold it, and I'm like hooking my dude in the hat bill. Nothing.
So good. I had a guy on my podcast in the industry, and his name's Andrew. I can't think of his last name on the spot. I'm sorry, but anyway, Andrew. And after we got off the podcast, I had a book that I wanted to send him. So I asked him for his address. I sent him a book through Amazon. Next thing you know, I order a sabiki rod on Amazon, and I don't change my address back to me. So it goes to his house. And this was 2 years ago.
You just thought you were the nicest guy.
Yeah. He was like, what the hell is this? Sabiki rod? So he brought the rod to the Huge for me. And I grabbed it from his booth and took it back to South Carolina, but that was too funny, man.
Apparently a lot of deals go down like that, outdoorsy deals, because the first time I was like hanging out with Zig at the Huge, he brought me. This is maybe his plan. That was when he brought me. What's going on over there? What do you got going on over there?
My TV just decided to
just doing. Oh, we probably voice triggered it.
Okay.
Zig brought me my my tethered saddle setup to the Huge. I had to bring like some extra suitcases.
Wait, let's back that up a minute. So like you bought that saddle, or
through Zig. So I got some primo.
That's for Zig. This is for Zig.
I paid full price. I just wanted to support Zig. Yeah. It's a good deal. You're gonna want
Zig,
one.
I'm getting one through Zig. That's all I know.
You're gonna want one. You're gonna want one for Kentucky. So you're gonna want it to prep. You're gonna need to climb a couple trees before then. Get
So
some reps.
that's a new style of hunting for me, to just trek out into private land, and public land, and pick a spot. So yeah, I get that. You would need that kind of a saddle stand. I'm so used to using the
turtle.
Yeah, the turtle back. But
when you're hunting for a long time, there's nothing more comfortable than a summit climber. It's just the best. But when you're hunting 2 to 3 hours, when it's 90 out and you're in Kentucky, you're just like small ball. You don't want to be carrying shit. You want to be as light as possible with like the smallest pack ever and lightweight. Hell, you're just gonna sweat the whole time.
Half the time we put the summit in the tree, and then we have the ladder going up to it.
Climb up to the climber.
Just strap the summit to the tree.
I would take a picture of that and be like, check out these red.
No, that's a real thing. I'm not kidding. We do that.
I believe you. I believe you, but I do think that's pretty hilarious. Like, there's not much energy saved.
Yeah, South Carolina, you hunt over corn. Everything's hunting over bait.
Yeah.
So
I just hunt over dead deer. Bam.
Yeah. Just manifest it.
Yeah. Just make them show up. We got Ashby says, if they made Prosecco in a box, I'd be about it. Again,
what's that weird OBJ thing?
It's an emoji that didn't show up, or Odell Beckham Jr. Maybe she's just a big Odell Beckham Jr. fan.
She has no idea who that is.
Darlene's
Say it.
She did it. She did it again here. So she clearly just got a crush on this guy. Said, "I'm the bougie bitch that brings Prosecco."
Look, dude, she even photoshopped me into the picture. This is weird. It's getting weird.
Stalking, big time stalking.
She's already changed her last name.
She even has your last name at the end of her name on her Facebook profile.
I think I'm gonna have to call that game warden.
This lady keeps trying to take care of my kids and do my laundry. It's crazy.
You have that thing at your house where, like, so my house is, I think it's cursed or it's magical, one or the other. Because if I leave like trash or dirty laundry out the night before, I wake up the next day, it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You got that one table.
It's a magical table.
It's
a great commercial, dude.
Mine comes and goes.
You better watch it.
Mine comes and goes.
You better watch it.
There's this. It's we got this laundry fairy that shows up. That's like the main thing. There'll be this pile of clean laundry on our floor in our room, and our laundry fairy is like pretty half-ass. Like it'll all get folded magically. Like tonight, since you and I have been talking, my wife will be asleep, but all that laundry will be folded. So like laundry fairy showed up, folded it all, but it's a trap because I'll walk into the room in the dark and trip on it and eat it. Like it's always right in the way. It's a freaking trap.
It's a trap, man.
I'll take it.
You know what's funny? I was just thinking about my mom's gonna end up watching this because she always does, And
what's up, Mom?
What's up,
Mama Steele?
She's going to give me hell about this. Guaranteed.
The White Claws?
This one's for you, Mom. I still love Jesus.
And White Claws.
And well, not in that order, It's no, it is in that order. No, that's right.
I would hope it's in that order.
It is in that order. I don't love White Claws.
I don't think you love White Claws.
All right, I just screwed all that up. I wish I could take that back.
No.
Hey, Jai, can you delete that?
Jai, can you quick do it like a where they reverse things? It plays it in back. Yeah, they play in reverse. Now I super got to pee, Trevor, because I said we were going to end this episode, but that's 25 minutes ago. So now we're doing it.
Are we approaching the longest podcast you've ever been on?
We did one that hit the 3 mark. I've done a couple that hit the 3 mark.
We're 13 minutes away from 3.
No, that's 17. That's 17 minutes. You're doing math wrong.
Not on my clock.
No, your clock is wrong.
I got 11:47 here.
Well,
it's almost midnight.
The live is at 2 hours and 44 minutes right now. We've been live. Okay. That's what I'm going by.
Gotcha.
Just math.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I'm a little.
Do you want to go 3 hours? Do you want me to keep talking? And
I mean, I'm
see
a
if
little
my wife-
disappointed that we didn't.
You want me
break
to see if
any
my
records.
wife can bring me a bucket quick?
Yeah.
$5 bucket.
Bucket.
Need a bucket, man. Well, thanks for hanging, man. That was super fun.
Man. It was fun.
Good catching
We'll
up
do it
with you.
again.
We'll do it again.
We'll
I
get
gotta
you-
get on. I gotta get on your restart of the podcast.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit you with some tough questions. So I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. If you don't want to answer
Bring
it,
it.
probably don't want to be on my podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat you up, man. I want to know I want to know the details. I want to know the pain, the suffering, the hatred, the misery.
That's me. Hate.
No.
Hate.
No, I do tend to get a little deep in our podcast. I think Pat Clark was crying in my podcast. That's my goal. Just to have you.
You're so mean, dude. Wait, can I drink some Coors Lights while I'm on there? Is that fine?
Yeah, I expect you to drink at least 8 before the show.
Oh
That
man,
way you're a little more loose-lipped.
so we're doing this thing at like noon or what? All right. Darlene's laughing. At least we got one person entertained. I don't know. There's still 6 people watching. What are you guys doing? It's like freaking. It's late. Why are you guys? What are you doing?
Is it Darlene or Darlin?
Try
It's
her
Darlin.
last name.
Her middle and last name are even harder, man. All right, I got this. It's
Darlin.
Darlin Shearschmidt Thiessen. Darlin Shearschmidt Thiessen. That's what I'm going with. I'm sorry, Darlene.
Oh. she says, "Oh, here we go."
I'm sorry. That's a tough one.
Oh, it's great.
Is it Darlin or Darlene? I got to know before we
It's
end the
Darlene.
show.
It's Darlene, but because I know that, I sometimes like to say Darlin because it's just more fun.
Oh,
It's just more fun.
All right, darling. We had a great show. Appreciate you watching.
Fun. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Shire Schmidt.
Man, that's way better. That's a Wisconsin thing.
Yeah, type it. No, it's a UP thing.
Oh,
it's northern Wisconsin.
Upper Peninsula. I knew that.
Peninsula. Now you got it. Packer fans everywhere. She's the one person up there that's not a Packer fan. She's not up there anymore. She's the one person that grew up there that's not a Packer fan.
Cheeseheads.
She said I was close with the Shire Schmidt. Sheer Schmidt.
I think she meant me.
Maybe.
I was close.
I bet we're both wrong.
You nailed it.
It's Tyson, by the way. I know that part.
Nope.
Darlene Tyson.
That's the Essen. I can read.
She says after Packers. Hey, now that the Lions are good, you don't need to be angry anymore, darling.
It could be worse. You could be a Panthers fan.
Are there any?
You're looking at one. I haven't been a fan since Ron Rivera got fired, but
Bryce Young is he's
a real deal. He's a real deal. He's like Russell Wilson though. He's small. He's
gonna be. But Drew Brees sucked for a couple of years, and he was small, and it took him a while to like figure his thing out. And then the dude just broke all kinds of records. So
yeah, very, very true.
Peyton Manning sucked for a couple of years. Like people forget about that. Peyton Manning was awful in the NFL for a couple of years.
Yeah, his brother was awful the whole time, and he still won.
He still won 2 Super Bowls, right?
I don't get that.
I don't get that.
I really don't.
Yeah,
I guess he had ODB. OBD, OBJ, OBJ. He had OBJ. Yeah.
He had old dirty bastard. Just he had his rap out there running around. Just
New World Order, baby.
Yes, what big chains hanging off of him? Oh shit! Here we go, touchdown. Yeah, OBD, ODB.
All right, I'm going home.
I'm going to the bathroom.
You go take a leak.
I'm so ready to take a leak. Business nerds, home service homies, thanks for hanging in there. I don't know why so many of you guys are still hanging in there, but that's awesome. We appreciate it. You guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Grow orange pride. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm out next week. Costa Rica with the fam. Trevor, fist bump. Sweet. All right. See ya.
See you, brother.